Well, for the first time on the Toy Connections YouTube channel, I've elected to tackle the topic of the Thundercats. And why is that? Because a few friends have sort of inspired me to get into this particular brand. And as I love to cover most things, if not all things, in the 1980s, I figured it was only a matter of time before we get into this. So what I'm going to do is welcome everyone to this Friday edition of the Toy Connections online live stream, or TKO. And coincidentally, we are also dual streaming on the Mega J Retro YouTube channel. So it'll be the first time we've tried this sort of simulcast, simul stream. So if you see that Mega J and Ken are streaming at the exact same time, exact same second, exact same topic, they are also going to be on camera together. So I'm just going to plus him in as something of a co-host for this one.
How's it going, guys?
Normally, I do this red carpet introduction and be like, and this guy did all these great things, and here he is. But I'm like, you know what? You're basically, we're doing this on your channel too. So thank you for trusting me with the controls of your channel.
It's all good, Ken. Always happy to be here on the, of course, Toy Connections channel. I don't consider this, particularly, we're partners in everything, Ken. I mean, like, you're on my stream, I'm on your stream. I bring you in at like god awful times in the morning. It's all
we've become that way. Like, I don't think we ever thought it was going to be that way, but it ended up being that way. So, yeah. Anyway, let's plus in a few more friends, including somebody I've gotten to know very well recently. Always seems to be available for a phone call. I could just be having a headache. I could be happy. I could be pissed off. It doesn't matter. Ozstradamus Toyz always has my back.
What's up, everybody? Good to see you all.
How's it going, Oz?
And I know you said it's cold in your area of the world right now. It's cold here too in Canada.
Guys, you don't want to know how cold it is. Like, what's your temperature over there, Oz?
18 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, it's minus 25 here.
Okay.
Okay, now
it's maybe zero. It's maybe zero here, so I shouldn't say anything.
Let me just check what that is. Hold on for it. So
Fahrenheit.
Minus 25 Celsius to Fahrenheit. I don't know why it's not autocorrect.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but
it is -4 over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, wait, sorry, minus 20. No, minus 25. It's -13. It's -13 over here.
Look at you with your t-shirt. It must be your larger beard holding in all the warmth.
No, I'm upstairs. If I was on the ground floor, butter is solid down there. It's pretty great.
Well, you know who else has a great beard and is actually, it's not minus anything where he is. In fact, I think he's sweating right now from a land down under. Sergeant Slaughterhouse, welcome back.
Meanwhile, my aircon is blaring right on me because it's hot in this corner of the house. So I can't relate, fellas. Sorry.
Are you, Zazzle, are you right beside your window? That's got to be crazy.
Well, yeah, the balcony is right there, so it's a sliding door. I had to close everything off because the sun is just beating in. Aircon on, t-shirts, short sleeves, maybe pants. I will never tell.
Don't shut up. Don't shut up.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know what? Look, this particular topic right now, I mean, we were going to talk about something else. And then I said to everyone, what if we switch to Thundercats? And everyone's kind of like, go ahead. May as well. That's what I like about you folks. You're all very easy about things, I tend to ask a lot of questions when somebody makes a simple change, and I always feel a bit bad about it. I'm like, this is the way to live life. Chill, easy, keep it real. Isn't that right? So
Absolutely.
Anyway, let's say hello to the chat on both channels. It is absolutely, wow, it's absolutely busy right now. I'll try to do this quickly as I can. Payne's Toy Samples, Johnny Sorensen, Nolan, Master Versal Toy Hunter, Sergeant Slaughterhouse pulling double duty. Already said hi to Nolan, Hillian Dread, and thank you for linking the other channels there, Zazel. We've got Miss Jade's Book Nook. We got the Duchess of Darkness. We've got, oh goodness, keep scrolling. Classified is in the house, figuratively speaking. Have I missed anybody? Just keep scrolling. Frankie Rivera, Treasures for Trigger, Michael Miller, Andrew Davis, Thanos Copter, Carol Geis, Aaron Hardy, and who else have we got? Mariano Chacon, Stefan Komarek, and hey, Ryan Dole, look at this.
Here we go.
right? From Gotham City tonight and Toy Anxiety. The Jeffries are on the 14th of February. I'm hoping that. Oh wait, no, that's for actual toys, right? You don't like nominate like YouTube personality you hate the most or something, because Dole would totally nominate me ever since I threatened to break his Eternia. So, you know, yeah, not the best thing to say to somebody who lives 20 minutes away and could find me in no time. We got Nerdvana, Emerald Night Photos, who we met recently, Vicman D. Santiago, Fandom Power Podcast, Danjamin905, the man who got me started on Thundercats, Adam. Go figure. This chat just keeps going and going and going. Hopefully, I did not miss anybody. This is the busiest it's ever been to start because, well, thanks to Mega J's following, I suppose. So the dad joke I made this week was that Lion-O may have sight beyond sight, but ever since he discovered this franchise, Ken's credit card has gone swipe beyond swipe. Bada bum. I'll exit stage right now. Okay, I'm back. All right. So dad jokes out of the way and everything. Gentlemen, look, in terms of all the franchises that we had when we were children and even growing up right now, like, where does Thundercats fit into your sort of daily love? Like, you know, we got someone here who's really into Motu, someone here who's really into Motu, someone here who's really G.I. Joe driven, someone here who's a little bit Transformers and a little bit wrestling crazy. Let's go counterclockwise this time. Zazel, where do Thundercats fit in your life? Assuming you don't own one in the garage or something that's a real cat.
I don't own any Thundercat toys today. Enjoyed Thundercats immensely as a kid. The cartoon, the theme songs, the rapid fire intro mixed with that epic theme song is just one of the best starts to any cartoon ever. And I think for me, the Thundercats theme song is probably one that gets stuck in my head quite regularly, even if I don't watch the cartoon that regularly.
Okay, fair enough. Oz, what about you?
I was a huge fan of the cartoon. It was right up there with He-Man for me and Real Ghostbusters. But I could never really seem to find the toys anywhere. I had Lion-O, and I think I had... Was it Tygra? You know, I think it was Tygra. I remember I had one of the other ones, but I can't remember it as... It was Panthro, because I had the nunchucks. I remember the nunchucks. And I used to play with them and mix them up with my He-Man toys, but they towered over the He-Man stuff. So it was like, you know, these guys were the guys they called in when the Horde, the Snake Men, and Skeletor's minions were getting too much, and they would just come in and help save the day. But it was so hard for me to be able to see those toys in the toy aisle or find them. You know, I remember getting Lion-O as like a Christmas present. And it was so cool, especially with the Sword of Omens, which He-Man stole quite frequently. You know, he dual wield Power Sword and the Sword of Omens. It's always held a special place for me. I was so excited when Super 7 started doing Ultimates. I was like, yes, that's it right there. And I looked at the price tag and said, no, not right now, not for me.
Awesome. Well, I just realized that if I message the chat, not only will Toy Connection show up, but Mega J will also show up. So this is going to be kind of a funny glitch when I message from StreamYard. So maybe I should message from my phone if I decide to. Okay. It's almost like Ken and Jay are like miming each other.
It's all good. We're all chatting. It's all good.
Yeah. Mega J, how do you feel about this? I know where it ranks for you, generally speaking, but why don't you tell the rest of the folks here?
Okay, so first of all, where does it rank for me? Well, this is my original Thundercats Lion-O right here, and he still works. See, you can look at that.
Yes,
look at that.
He still works. In great shape.
Great. Believe it or not, I still somehow have the light up eye feature. And if I had a triple, it is a AAA battery, right? Yeah, if I had a AAA battery, as you can see, it kind of exploded in there. I don't know if you guys can. You guys might be able to see that. I don't know. Anyway, it sort of exploded in there, but it still works. This light bulb still actually activates. Believe it or not, there's actually a full Christmas light bulb in there. Like that's how these guys work.
There you go.
It's crazy. Where does it fall in the categories for me? The reality is, when He-Man was starting to tail off, Master Universe, Thundercats, which in a lot of ways had many of the same mystical concepts. You know, there was a mystical sword, right? There was but it introduced this common idea of refugees. And I thought that was something that really touched me. You know, being an immigrant myself, you know, with an immigrant family, you know, coming to a new world kind of situation. I thought that it was brilliant. And for me, that was just absolutely enthralling. And of course, the brilliant writing, you know, that was included because it immediately allowed you to get you know, what's it called? It immediately got you to associate with the characters because Lion-O wasn't a man; he was a boy, right? And that immediately, as a young kid, I could relate to that like immediately. And for me, that was huge. But coming right off of He-Man, the fantasy aspect of it, the kind of even their overall builds, there were still these huge, gigantic, you know, what's it called, almost barbarian cat-like creatures, right? Even though they had all this technology, but when you think about it, even Master Universe had really advanced technology. It was just like one trope to another, so it was awesome. That's where it falls.
Children trapped in adult bodies is something we can relate to today.
We're here.
That's,
it's happened.
Yeah. That's what makes Lion-O so relatable, because like he was one of us. He was a kid, and then all of a sudden he got to be the main hero, the main character. But like, so by the way, how old were you when you moved to Canada, Mega J?
So I moved here twice.
Okay.
So believe it or not, I moved here twice. So I would have been about 2 or 3 when I first moved here. And then when my brother was born, for whatever reason, my mom got homesick, so we shuffled back to the Philippines, and we stayed there for about another few years, and then we shuffled back. But in all that time, I was at a Montessori school, and they only spoke English in the school, so it was kind of weird. So I, you know, like my Tagalog is not the best because of that. But yeah, so I had 2 different childhoods, kind of. It was fun.
I mean, you know, I came here when I was 4 myself, and like, hey, that was the year that was the year after Thundercats came out. It's the year this Terradrome that I just smacked with my hand came out. I think it might have been the second year of Thundercats. I think Bengali and Linkso and Mumm-Ra came out that year as well. But for somebody who's kind of a newbie with Thundercats, like that could be someone like me who haven't been into it that long. But if somebody was to be like, I want to start Thundercats, what do I do? Where do I start? You know, Zazel, let's throw this one over to you and go back counterclockwise again.
Where do you start? I mean, the good news is that you got a small-ish group of core characters. So if you really want to, you can just take what is there, like 5 core characters?
Yep,
really?
The original characters were 5. Yeah.
And then the main 3 bad guys, Mumm-Ra, who was the frog guy, lizard man?
There was
Slithe, yeah, and the Jackal Man.
Yep. And
I reckon if you those 3 plus the 5 main characters of Panthro, Tygra, Lion-O, Panthro, and Snuff. That'll do. We'll throw Snuff in.
The next question.
Actually, Zazel, you're right. It's actually more like 6. But the core Thundercats themselves, it would have been Cheetara,
Cheetara,
Panthro, Tygra, Lion-O, right, and
Wily Kit and Cat.
Wily Cat, who kind of make up, you know, one additional character. So it's actually more like 7 characters because of Snarf, right? So
I mean, you can pick and choose which is your favorites. That's what I would do. If I was just starting, I'd go, all right, who do I remember the most? If you remember them at all, who do you remember the most? Most people are going to say Lion-O. Grab yourself a Lion-O. See if you like it. See if you're into it. If it's not your thing, well, then you've still got a pretty cool Lion-O to display with your other toys, and take it from there, I suppose.
Okay, Oz, where do you start? Like, if someone asks you.
Oh man, well, Dole said it best in the chat. The Thunder Tank. Like, I'm sorry. That Thunder Tank
but I think
such a centerpiece, and I was close, very, very close on that one, because again, it's it's a talking piece. If you don't get anything else for the collection but the Thunder Tank, you have a piece to talk about and represent and display. Or as Payne's Toy Samples, I believe he said it in the chat, another coffee table. So, I mean, that thing is just so massive. It's gorgeous.
Okay. So, I didn't mean to cut you off, but have you seen Toy Anxiety? I think this might be sarcasm, but he can tell me whether I'm wrong or not. I think when I saw it, I read it in Ryan's voice, and I'm kind of like, I read it as sarcasm, but he'll confirm for us shortly whether or not. But that's I had to bust your balls on that one. Anyway, carry on. Didn't mean to cut you off.
But I mean, it's one of those things where there are certain things that you can collect and get a single piece from and feel like that's enough. I mean, I tried to do that with 4 Horsemen with Mythic Legions and only getting the Headless Horseman. Unfortunately, that started me down a whole nother path. But, I could have had the horse, just the Headless Horseman and been fine with it. It's Halloween. It's the Headless Horseman. Gorgeous centerpiece figure for a whole collection. I felt the same way about the Hiss Tank. If I didn't, backing the Hiss Tank, if I don't collect any of Classified, but I had the Hiss Tank, it comes with a whole crew plus Cobra Commander. That's a centerpiece. I can just talk about that, not collect anything else for the line, and be happy with it. It gives me a talking point. So I really, really kind of agree with that idea of you could get the Thunder Tank. And for me, I'd, load up my Masterverse figures in it. Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Mega J, where does the rookie newbie start with Thundercats? I think a rookie newbie asked you this about 2 months ago. But, let's go back to that. Then I asked the same question to Adam from Go Figure. Then I asked the same thing to everybody else. Anyway, carry on.
I think what Zazel and what Oz said, definitely 100%. You could definitely start diving in there. But I think just like anything else, and pretty much this goes for every other. If you're just talking about the toys, the one thing where you should go in on first is the first 2 characters. Zazzle is 100%. You got to go in the first characters, but the way I tend to like to do things, and I'm pretty sure this happens with a lot of people, is I will collect He-Man and then Skeletor. Why? Because those are the first 2 guys that are the absolute hero characters. And the same thing goes with Lion-O and Mumm-Ra, right? Because yin and yang, right? They cannot. They need, like, one has to exist with in the same space, and they have to have a purpose for each other. So. My jumping off point would definitely be Lion-O and Mumm-Ra, and their designs themselves are just so iconic that it really does lend itself to something where you can just put them on a shelf, and if that's where you stop, you're in a pretty good place. That's actually pretty good for stopping. Even the vintage versions, they still look pretty damn good. And obviously, most people are going to find a Mumm-Ra without his helmet, without his headdress. That's going to be a very common thing. But if you can find a Mumm-Ra with even one sword, you're doing pretty good. Right, so that would definitely be where I would recommend everybody start. Definitely with the first 2. Everything else, as you've discovered this for yourself, Ken, it starts to snowball because you just can't. It's like Pringles. You just can't stop. You can't have one. You can't have one.
I've got a thing of. It's not even a box. I've got one of those Pringles things in there. I haven't opened it for that exact reason. But who did? Adam here did send me a Mumm-Ra as a gift, which I didn't even know it came in a gift box, and it came with the headdress. My first thought was, yes, one less thing to hunt down. So, but you're right. Whenever I see it at toy shows, it's always missing, right? I mean, I'd have a hard time even answering this question myself because I'm kind of at that starting block. But I like the good guy characters more than I like the villains. So for me to start, I go, for Super 7, Lion-O and Panthro. Then I would look at, I got Jaga, who I haven't opened yet. Panthro, Cheetara, Tygra, Cheetara, Wily Kit, and Wily Cat, who we're never getting. I think we've had some theories on Super 7. I think they're either going to hold out on us or they're just never going to give those to us. And it's just unfortunate that the modern versions of Wily Kit and Wily Cat by Mattel, I think, were also like Comic-Con exclusives or something. So
they were the only two I guess Masterverse figures, right? If we want to talk about they were only available as a 2-pack exclusive, so with the hoverboards, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I gave myself a bit of a heart attack earlier because I misclicked something and suddenly I was out of the chat and I thought, oh crap, did I end the stream? And I'm like, I re-entered the studio and you all were still talking. I'm like, oh thank God.
It's funny. StreamYard is very intelligent that way. Even if the host sort of blanks out, you keep going. So it's pretty good.
Well, Zazel and I just came from a stream where not Mega J, a different Jay. Jay Bartlett actually had to exit and come back. And when he came back, his camera was not only frozen, it was completely off. So it's like,
yeah. It still worked.
It still worked for audio. It's all good. We love his voice anyway, regardless. So
I might be a minority in saying this, but I honestly, sincerely think that Thundercats would do really well as a side project for the Masters of the Universe Origins. So they've already injected WWE into it recently and then pulled out of that, but they're still using those bodies for them. Love those ones. Obviously, Side's been one of my favorites there. And then you've got the Sunman line, the Legends of the Sun. And I just think if you were to add Thundercats to that, because they just mesh so well, I think that would be a home run, personally speaking.
okay.
So, funny you should say that, Zazel, because it actually has happened. Not in an official capacity, but Funko, through their Savage Land, I think it's called Savage something. They actually created 5.5-inch figures, which were in the He-Man pose. They literally were like exactly in the way, the stature, the size. They could literally just be plopped beside your classics He-Mans or your Origins He-Mans. It was it was an idea. 1 year before it would have just exploded, because if they had actually had that when Origins was actually back on the shelves, it would have been nuts. Everyone would have had to have the Thundercats He-Man crossover, which happened in comics.
Yeah,
it happened multiple times in comics. So,
and I think one of the classics characters also got the Sword of Omens. I forget which one.
Someone got a stupid chat, but I can't tell whose channel it popped up.
No, that's fine. I was going to get to that once Jay was done talking there, but Tony Robles, my good buddy from Instagram, I know we haven't connected in a little while here, but he says, happy to you fellas, hope Ken's Cobra Commander doesn't have two right arms. I think he's talking about the Sky Striker HasLab that landed. I checked, it was the first thing I did is check to make sure that there wasn't two right arms with it. Tony Robles, so thank you for checking in on me. You're a good man that way. That Sky Striker has its issues. I haven't finished kind of going through all the details of it yet, but two right arms is not one of the issues that I have, thankfully. But I do feel for the person who did get two right arms, because that's not a cheap figure to get in the vintage line. So it's like, yeah. Sorry, I do have a question, and I'm already apologizing because I wanted to ask this question, and I kind of know the answer, but am I the only person who actually likes this character?
No, not at all. I mean, look, Snarf, cute, adorable, loved him.
Yes.
He saved the Thundercats' butts, I don't know how many times, inadvertently or not. He is a core part of the team, and he's awesome. He is absolutely awesome.
I'm pro Orko as well, though. So maybe just fits in my wheelhouse. Yeah, so, and Team Gwildor. Gwildor just entered the chat. I'm also Team Gwildor.
There we go.
Well, there you go.
I'm 100% in on Snarf. Snarf is a Thundercat. He's been called upon to save the Thundercats multiple times. If it wasn't for Snarf, the Thundercats would not be here. It's not right now. It's not resentment. The problem is what's happening if you thought it's what you've actually brought up. That's the problem. The problem isn't Snarf as a character. The problem is Snarf as a toy right now is becoming a controversial idea. That's what's really going on.
And you know what it is? I purposely pulled up the one from ages3andup.ca because they're friends of mine, and I pulled up the Canadian price so everyone can see what it would cost to get a Super 7.
Is this the same price as the regular Super 7 Thundercats toy?
Yes. Even though
when they originally brought out Snarf,
yes,
was Snarf less of a price compared to the original toys?
He came as an accessory to Lion-O.
there's not much plastic in him.
Oh, he wasn't a single release Snarf?
It wasn't a single
No.
release.
A Snarf came with Lino.
Like he was basically an
Snarf
accessory to him.
Originally came with Lino.
There you go.
Yeah. What's he supposed?
Mutt, and this is where it really sucks. Mutt comes with Super 7 Mumm-Ra.
Mumm-Ra.
He comes
he
with Super 7 Mumm-Ra. Now that's another $10 extra, but it's still more. I think it's $15. $15 extra, but it doesn't matter. He actually comes. It's in a lot of ways it's disingenuous.
I would pay 15 US for Snarf all day, right? Hell, I might even pay 20 US all day for him. What's he supposed to be? I think he's a make-believe race of cats called the Snarfs. Literally, that's what he is. He's a Snarf.
He's a house cat.
They're actually from another planet.
That's what I was saying. He's a make-believe.
Well, they all are technically.
No, but they're not part of Thundera. They actually come from another planet called the planet of the Snarfs. They are Snarfs, right? His name is actually Norbert.
Oh, that's why Snarfer is his nephew.
That's right. Snarfer is his nephew, and his name is actually Norbert.
He does look like a Norbert.
He looks like a Norbert. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if somebody if I was to see like a Snarf plush doll, I don't know. Ralph might have some competition at home. That's just saying, just putting it out there. And I know that's hot and heavy to say, but when I ask people about Snarf, they're always like, "You're the only person who likes him." And I do that cringy little Snarf, and people are like, "Ken, shut up before we, exit stage left or right, or exit stage through the floor when I punch a hole through it and throw you down." That's how much I know people hate Snarf, and for me, I'm just like, but I love him. I love the cute little innocent guy. So anyway, I'll take him off camera for now in case we have any haters in the chat, but it's okay. You're allowed to hate Snarf even if I don't.
That's right. Let him hate it.
Yeah, haters gonna hate. So I don't know, like Super 7 has kind of like the modern license right now, and a lot of people are gonna want to jump into sort of the modern line, but like it's controversial because the price has always been so high for Super 7, right? Like it's $55 American. You kind of run into this situation where how many do I want to get? Do I want more than the core characters? Do I want a Thunder Tank? Like, where do we stand with jumping in coldly into Super 7 as a modern line, knowing you don't have the full range of characters, knowing you're gonna have to pay a bit of extra? Zazel's stepped aside for a bit. Oz, let's
lunch arrived.
Lunch arrived. Okay. Oh, I just had dinner and I had something else.
Hungry right. Jack's home of the Whopper.
That's all good.
Is that Burger King down under?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's cool. I didn't know.
So cool. Can we see the logo again, Zazel? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is.
That is so cool, guys. I want to ask everyone on my channel, please do me a quick favor. Jump on to Ken's stream and make sure to hit the like button so that we can get more people onto to Ken's channel and get the stream bumped up so that Ken can definitely get this. And of course, if you haven't already, definitely give Sergeant Slaughterhouse, and of course Ozstradamus Toyz. Give everybody here a like and a follow, guys. It's like you're not going to regret following any of these channels. Sorry, I saw that just pop up, Ken. I was going to do a secret thing but I guess you see everything, Ken. You see everything.
Yeah,
all seeing.
Yeah, it's all good, and I do appreciate I do appreciate the shout out there, and I am relying on you folks more than I normally do. Like when it comes to like a wrestling stream, I just go ba da 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 da, and my guests are kind of like, "Yo, what are we, chopped liver?" When it comes to Thundercats, I always made the joke to Zazel. I didn't know Lion-O from Lion King for the longest time. I didn't know Tygra from Tiger King for the longest time. And, in the last, is there what? There's a yeah, right. Black Panther or a Panthro, I don't know. All right. Cheetara or Cheetor. I don't know. Like, it's Snarf. Who would Snarf be? Garfield? No, not quite. They're both fat cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Snarf is more useful than Garfield. So
it's Norbert, actually.
I mean,
Norbert.
Norbert has come to the aid and the rescue of the Thundercats more times than anybody can count. Honestly, he has been much like Orko, much like any of the smaller characters, they've all actually proven their mettle in battle. And you know what? It's always the and I appreciate that from the series, because I believe it was another way to relate to the children at the time, saying that even the smallest person, again, Tolkien wrote it the best. Even the smallest person can make a difference in the
That
world.
was the whole point about the hobbits, right? So even the smallest can make a difference. And so again, that's why I'm relying on you folks more experience wise and everything, because like I said, Thundercats, I've really fallen in love with it, because if anything, I could recommend that cartoon to people because it's deep. And sorry, Oz, did you get a chance to answer that question properly about like where do you feel with Super 7? Like, are we getting what we're supposed to get?
Well, I mean, with any toy lines, you're getting the repaints, you're getting the variants, because for them it's basically free money. And that's okay though. I mean, it's really okay, because it gives somebody who, like yourself, may not have jumped in with the very first Lion-O. If you're okay just having a Lion-O, there are variations now. Me personally, I wouldn't mind jumping in at the later wave and getting the one that looks like the toy I used to have.
Yeah.
That more stylized version. And if they're going to do variants and repaints of all of those, that's, a great way to go, especially if you can relate to those toys. But not everybody is going to relate to those, because again, not everybody had them. Like I said, I only had a handful. I actually have more now Thundercats toys that were gifted to me in a vintage collection. They're all villains, but I've got more Thundercats toys now than I did when I was a kid. So, it's just one of those things. Super 7's doing the Super 7 thing, but it's never really a bad time to look at where they're at with it and what we're getting, because look what they've done with Ninja Turtles. I didn't expect to get all these characters in Ninja Turtles that they put out over the years. And that is something that I think is extra awesome. And they've got repaints and variants in there out the yin yang, and that's okay.
All right. I echo your sentiments there on Ninja Turtles especially, but Zazel finished scarfing down. I almost said snarfing down. Snarfing down. Scarfing down. Snarf. Well, he's finished snarfing down his lunch.
Yeah, sorry guys. I live in the future, and it's about lunchtime. I'm sorry, guys.
You know what? I was having dinner, and all of a sudden it says incoming call from Mega J Retro. Like, I'm literally sitting over a box of chicken nuggets. I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, can we dual stream tonight? And then we can just kind of take two birds with one stone. And I'm like, I'm not on my computer. Can we figure this out when I get back? And of course, in the last 4 minutes before the stream started. Anyway, you were having fast food for lunch. I just finished fast food for dinner not 45 minutes ago. So
I'm always calling you Ken. It could be 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna give him a Ken a call. I'm like, hey Ken, you want to go on a live stream right now?
Yeah, and then at 7 a.m. I'm like, hey Mega, you want to go on a live stream right now? And he's like, damn you! You make me come on early, I'll make you come on late. It's like a friendly rivalry.
Let's do it.
Jay's definitely hit me with that late night. Hey guys, I'm about to go live, and it's like
I do it to all my YouTube friends, man.
Yeah.
The worst part is, even if I woke up just momentarily to see it, I'd probably get myself back out of bed over here and sit down in the chair half asleep, like Mega J called.
Oh my goodness! And you know how many times I've been literally lying down about to pass out, and all of a sudden I get a notification that Mega J's gone live, and I'm like, I'll just quickly type a hello, and sorry, I have to catch the replay. I turn it off. All of a sudden, ping, StreamYard link. I'm like, all right, rush downstairs, get the microphone, get the computer on.
Busy. If you see me, you don't want to get out of bed. Don't message me. Don't say hi. I'll be like, hey.
But it's become something of a gag, and it's become a core part of our friendship right now, as far as this is concerned.
I don't want you to get have to sleep in the next room later. So don't do that anymore. If you
Who says I don't already sleep in the next room?
easy there, easy.
Okay. Just
Oh,
sorry.
oh.
TMI.
She doesn't watch the channel, does she?
TMI.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, we're in prime time hours, not PG hours right about now. So as far as I'm concerned, I can be a little unfiltered, and I did it without cursing. Oh my!
That's something we don't know how to do apparently on Toy Frenzy. If you saw last night's episode,
You told me about it. Yeah.
Be careful about that, guys. At least not in the first 10 seconds. YouTube has changed their rules. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And if it's like mild profanity, I think it's okay. But I don't know. The YouTube sphere always changes. It's just weird. So.
Yeah, thank you, my buddies Customs and Scuba Pete. I vaguely remember this, but I may have had a little bit to drink that time. So you remember me having the bathrobe on, and that was one of those things that I was like, I can't remember. But since you said the bathrobe was actually on, thank you for that. I've been dead worried about whether or not I answered the phone more inappropriately than that particular time. Okay. Sorry, where were we?
Got the screenshots if you want to send him your PayPal.
The Super 7 line, honestly. Okay, so here, first of all,
I was going to ask you next anyway.
If we're gonna, let's talk about this first. If we're talking about this, originally the actual line of Super 7s are not original. Okay, so let's
the buck, yes.
Let's get that clear. This was originally a Mattel project originally. Yes. Okay, Bandai around the mid to late 80s. The late 90s, early 2000s. They decided to try their hand at Thundercats, Bandai, and they made figures which were a very odd scale. I think they were these gigantic figures. They were like almost 10 inches. I think 10 or 9 or 10 inches. So they were this really kind of odd size. Great articulation, you know what I mean? Wonderful looking figures. But when they finally started marketing them, something happened. They didn't really get too far into the line. And then they did something really strange. They actually changed their scale. They moved down about 2 more inches and moved down to a 7-inch figure. Again, it was so odd. And you're basically, and the strangest thing about that is they reintroduced Lion-O and He-Man. Sorry, the heck am I doing? Lion-O and Mumm-Ra. They reintroduced those 2 characters again, and it was just this confusing line. So a lot of collectors got really frustrated around that time, and it was really quite unfortunate for Bandai because that was pretty much that was it. That was the end of their. I think they had like 4 actual figures. They had Tygra, Lion-O, Mumm-Ra, and I think that's it. And I think that they actually got a San Diego Comic-Con version of Lion-O, which was like shiny or something like that. And then they moved down a scale, released Mumm-Ra and He-Man. There we go again. Mumm-Ra and Lion-O again, and then they abandoned the line. And that was so unfortunate because you know what? Especially if you're a collector, I know you guys have experienced this too. You want your core set of characters. You want the main team if you're going to be deep into a line, right? And that's what happened with that. So, funnily enough, not even a year later, Mattel decided to put their hat in the ring, and created this basic buck in conjunction with the 4 Horsemen, right? Creating this wonderful set of figures. It started out with Lion-O, the mummified version of Mumm-Ra. Then it went to Panthro, right? And I'm trying to remember. I think that was it. I think the last figure was Pumaira. Pumaira was actually the last figure officially released. And then, of course, the San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack that we talked about, and that was it. The line ended. And then I think it was like almost 6 years later, after Super 7 was pretty much they were doing really well with the classics line, and then they decided we're going to reboot. With Warner Brothers, they actually were able to get the license for Thundercats, and they I guess with their relationship with Mattel, they were able to obtain the original molds and reissued through the Ultimates line the Thundercats. So and now here we are, like 4 or 5 years later, and man, what they've been able to do with this line, absolutely incredible. And we're talking about deep cuts right now that we're getting into, like super deep cuts, and characters that have never been released before. Right? There is a lot of hit and miss, though. I'm not going to lie about that, and we can get into that later. I just wanted to give a bit of an overview as to where give us the scope of what's been going on.
However, the lay of the land. So yeah.
In saying that, if you're gonna go hunt for some characters from the LJN line, you are spoiled for choice. There are thousands of them out there, like because they produce them. LJN, like anything else, they produce things in massive bulk. So it's not hard to find a toy shows a decent set of figures. The hardest part, as Ken mentioned earlier, is that you have the accessories. The accessories are the be all. I had to catch myself. The accessories that are the hardest things to pick up if you want a complete set. The holy grail right now being Bengali's hammer. That thing is ridiculous to find. But if you're not looking for vintage, you'd be pretty good with going with Super 7. Because honestly, for me, it's all there. It's everything I've ever wanted. There are characters who, we'll talk about it as we go on, but there are characters who might not exactly make the mark. And then we can start talking about what's going on with the facial sculpts. We can talk about all that today. And but in terms of me, I'm all in. I'm all in. I have every single figure except right now. Well, again, we'll get to that too, but I'm all in. And then we're going to talk about price. So.
All right. All right. Well, we can jump into price next, but Zazel, where do you stand with modern Thundercats and the potential experience with that, or is it all vintage?
I've only ever experienced the vintage. I've seen pictures, particularly of on Instagram. You see people with the newer stuff, and it all looks good. But when you're talking about accessories, I'll give Adam from Go Figure a shout out, because you have options now. If you can't afford the original accessories, there are people out there that are doing very good with the 3D printing space. So there are options out there if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg. And sometimes Adam will create an entire action figure from 3D printing as well. So you do have other options. But
some of my accessories are from his 3D printer. They're from
and they're all good stuff. But yeah, I was vintage all the way for Thundercats. But like Oz, I didn't see all of them in stores. I only saw a handful of them. And maybe that's because they were just super popular, or they just didn't really produce that many in where I was.
You can find Adam's channel there. I always appreciate this in the chats. Like whenever Zazel, Scuba Pete, or Gazz are in the chat, they always make sure everyone gets covered. So round of applause for you in the live chat for the moderators that do such a good job. Right, that goes to you too, Zazel, for getting stuff in, and also to Gazz, who is just an all-star with this thing. He might already be in bed, but I know he'll probably catch the replay. Okay, so I mean, look, Mega J, did you want to talk about face sculpts or the price or something? Like, where were you going to go next with that?
You know what? First of all, Oz, what has your experience been with the new line? Have you taken the deep dive?
No, I can't. It's unfortunately for me, that's unaffordable. I've focused my collection mostly on Motu. If I were to really get in heavily on another line, now I say this after I've just started getting into Mythic Legions, but Super 7 and Ultimate Thundercats, that's probably the next one I'd be, up until Hasbro finally announces that they're going full in on revamping and redoing the Ghostbusters line. If they go all in on that, I have no choice. But Thundercats is that next one that it's like, man, I really want to dive into that. And then again, like getting some classics or, at this point in time, getting Masterverse figures, they scale well, so I can do those crossovers in my own headcanon way. I love the designs. I love the sculpts. I do get a little peeved when, I see the price of these things and I'm like, but why? Is it because they're giving me 20 sets of hands? Because I can go with less hands if you're going to knock a few bucks off. But again,
yeah, but that's the payoff as well, though, Oz, is that if they reduce the amount of accessories, people will clamor for more accessories. They'll say it's a great price point, but it needs more hands. So it's catch 22 when you're talking about the payoff versus the risk versus reward, or value versus actual product.
Yes, I agree. It's one of those things where we've come to expect a certain amount of accessories when going with a collector's line and add-ons and attachments. So it's just one of those things where it's like you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if I had a completely free wallet, like I said, I'd be all in, because I really wanted to go for just the Thunder Tank by itself. And that's a pretty penny, but I mean, that thing is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Oz, where are you gonna put it, man? You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to have the kids share the bed. I mean, like it's just absolutely.
I'm gonna get rid of the bed. I'm gonna just get rid of the bed. I'm gonna sleep in the tank.
You can sleep in the tank. Absolutely.
I'm gonna go park it in my Eternia garage.
You have your priorities set, mate. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Who needs a bed? Who needs a bed? Scuba Pete's got my back. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've got a USS flag I can probably sleep on if anything. So
maybe you could.
Maybe I could. No, not anymore. Not after that last meal that I had. I don't know. It's tough, right? Because like when it comes to all those extra hands, right? I always go a little crazy because I got to bag them up. I got to label where what figure it came with. And then all of a sudden I've got to put it somewhere where I remember it.
Yeah.
And if I let it slip even a little, I'll forget and I'll be like, whose hands do these go with? That's happened with my Mattel wrestlers a bunch of times. I learned my lesson. Or the Sota Toys Street Fighter figures from a number of years ago. I used to mix up the accessories all the time because I would never look up who they came with. And Mega J, did you want to share a screen here, or are you still?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I wanted to pull up one more.
No problem. Everybody look at Mega J very awkwardly right now.
I will say, on the topic of hands and accessories, while you're doing that, Sarge here came with a whole load of accessories and hands. However, I only ever keep the pointing hand in there, even though I love the idea of him having more. But he just needed one more hand, and that was a saluting hand. So he didn't come with that. And I was like, you know what? It's the Sarge. He needs a saluting hand.
The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. I mean, that's
exactly.
That's what that was for. Oh my god! All right, Ken, throw it up. So here's your bed.
And when you see the OMG, it's massive. You need a Geek Dad life. That's what she said right about now.
Yes. But that's not the one you want. This is the one you want. But there's your bed, Oz. Like that's
definitely my bed.
You might as well replace your entire wardrobe with that thing. That thing's just absolutely beastly. Yeah. Oh my god. And
so good looking.
It is gorgeous though, isn't it?
Like, that's the version of the Thunder Tank I wanted as a kid. And not to knock the vintage Thunder Tank, because that thing was a lot of fun. I had a friend who had it, and we used to play with that, and Ninja Turtles would get in there and everything else, because you mixed everything up back then.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, but like this is the one that I wanted as a kid. Like, so massive, definitely has room for everybody in it. God, it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, this in terms of 7-inch figures, we're looking at something.
Oh, that's gorgeous. That's a beauty.
You know what I mean? Like, just absolutely beastly. Like, my goodness. And I applaud Super 7 for taking this risk. This is not cheap. If they hadn't gotten their minimum quantity order, this would not be happening right now. I cannot believe that this is reality. And you know what? When it goes fur flying, it's just a ridiculous beast of a tank. I mean, like it is. And again, you were talking about the size relationship, right? That's the original there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the original's still pretty decent size.
Yeah, it was good. It certainly wasn't anything to scoff at.
Yeah, but this one can fit all the Thundercats into like the 2 in the front and literally like 6 in the back. It's ridiculous. It's an absolute.
And you know, just when we look at this and we look at the price, it becomes a real opinionated situation of, do we say Super 7's mismanaging it with regards to announcing things too far in advance, too many waves in advance, and not giving us product, the price structure being what it is, or do we just be glad somebody has the license and is making it? Like it's this weird catch-22. You know what I mean? But they've got licenses for everything else. They've got TMNT. They've got Power Rangers, even though they're botching those face sculpts left, right, and center. And those face sculpts are more important on Power Rangers than they are for others because people can see the actors and what they look like, right?
We could talk all day long about Power Rangers. I mean, like, you know, anyway, we'll go back to Power Rangers in a minute. But I mean, okay, like Zazel, are you aware? Because I'm not sure if are you collecting any of these at all?
Thundercats? No,
not at all. Right? Okay, so do you know what the price point is on one Thundercat?
Well, I did see what Snarf was going for in Canadian dollary dues, and that was mind blowing.
Yeah, that's close to what you would pay, plus probably a little bit more in shipping. But but yes, that is the average the cost of a figure. Do you have any idea what this beast costs?
Let me hazard a guess and say somewhere to the tune of $200 to $250.
I wish.
More than that.
Oz, would you like to take that one?
Look, I don't cry when I look at pricing of toys for the most part, but this one broke me. You know, the entire Thundercat, you know, you're getting what you pay for with this. But yeah, we're talking like, was it 6? I want to say it was 600 for the Thunder tank.
$600 for this Thunder tank. Now,
well, okay, hold on.
I thought it was a bit less, but anyway,
hold on. It was 450.
Was it 450?
Okay. 450 plus shipping. Okay.
Yeah.
And shipping is not cheap, not with this thing. So you are looking at like on the low end 550, and depending on where you are in the world, you could be looking at, and that's US by the way. You could be looking at $600, maybe even $700.
Yeah.
So landed in Canada, this is probably going to be closer to $900.
Yep.
Yeah. That's no.
With that kind of money, I'd rather buy something vintage. I got to be honest with you, right? Buy that piece.
You could get almost a complete set of Thundercat figures and the actual vehicle, right? And maybe how much does the playset go for these days that you could?
Oh, the cat flare.
Kind of money. Yeah, the cat flare.
Yeah, or I could buy one of your Sergeant Slaughter Super Cops from the Funko line that I keep clamoring over. Zazel. Sorry, every time I see Zazel, I have to complain about the.
Here's the debate though, right? So now we're going to get into a debate. Okay, now we're going to get into a debate. You could say, sure, a Cat's Lair is worth more and has better value than this, right? But here's the thing. Where is this in 5 years? Where is this in 10 years? Where is this when it finally lands, right? Because if you look on eBay right now, people are already trying to sell this damn thing, right? The reality is when this is a question I tend to ask. When does something new become vintage, right? So there is that. But on the flip side of that, am I even going to be around when it's actually worth something to somebody else? Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not a kid. Yeah.
I've never gotten to the whole buy something for monetary value later. Right. I want to enjoy it for what it is. Yep. Like for instance, I've started opening up a lot of the things that I didn't think that I'd ever open just because I want to enjoy them. And I figured someone will open them eventually, so it may as well be me. So I don't see it. I don't think action figures have the same resale value as they used to because we all just keep buying everything up. It's not like vintage Star Wars back in the 2000s where they were going through the roof. Even that is not out of the realm of possibility to own a complete set of vintage Star Wars figures. If you're picking this up because you want to sell it later, who are you going to sell it to? They're already got one if you want one.
Yep. I've never been into collecting when it comes to toys, especially for the future value of it. I'm not looking at this as some kind of I'll get rich later in life investment. I collect it because
so if you buy something for $500, right, and then later on it's worth $1,000, you're really only getting that $500 back. So you might as well just say the $500 that you were going to spend on it anyway.
Yeah.
There's always going to be this again. There's always going to be that idea, right? And that's actually some of the argument on this, right? I mean, like to some people, this is definitely not worth $450, right? No. Absolutely not. Like why would you? It doesn't make any sense. But to somebody like I'm just going to use myself as an example. I need this thing. I absolutely must have this thing, right? Because where the hell am I going to put this? I mean, like for crying out loud, here, I'll just do it this way. I mean, like seriously, like.
You want me to pull you up full screen?
No, look, I'm, if you want, it's up to you. But
yeah, I would like to check that out.
This is already here. You know what I mean? How much more? Where else? Like it's already there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where else to put, but I need it. I absolutely need it. I got again like my couch. It's full of. You know what I mean?
Again, priorities there, Mega J.
Yeah,
priorities.
All my available space is already nil, right? It's already like not 0.3. You know, it's crazy. There's nothing there. Like there's not much room, but I need it. I have to have it because you know what it is. I am all in on Master Universe and Thundercats. Like it's just my thing. I'm gonna take. You know what? Oh, here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run upstairs and show you so you guys can admire the back. I'll be right back.
It'd be really funny if we all just went off camera and just waited for him to come back and then just right.
Look, I don't want to sound cynical because I'm really not. But if you want to buy something because you feel like you need it, then that's a good reason to buy something because it's like I need to have this for my collection, right? I get that because that means you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. Right, regardless of how much you paid for it, that is an enjoyable investment for your own collection. If you're buying something because you think, oh, it might be worth something, and you can sell it later, then you're not going to enjoy it in the moment. That's something for someone else's enjoyment for twice the price eventually.
Yeah,
I just can't. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just getting old. But
no, it's totally okay. I mean, who's really going to judge? Who's really going to judge you for feeling that way? I mean. We all collect how we collect, right?
There's the real deal, right? We all have to collect what we feel is best. I mean, look, I'm pretty sure, and Oz, you've mentioned it. If you could afford it, you have it, right? Like that's you would have to do it, right? But
without a doubt, I'd be all in.
But the kids' tuition is more important.
Yeah,
there's that.
It is the priorities.
I know.
Being a responsible kidult,
Oh God, don't do that.
Hey, no cursing on this. No foul language on this channel.
That's a dirty word, Oz. So, Ken, are you getting this thing?
This beastly thing?
Yeah. Are you investing in it?
The only way I could do that is if I got rid of something else, and that's not happening. So. No, I'm not getting. I'm not going to get the Thunder Tank.
So, other than space, though, is it a price thing as well, or is that doesn't factor into it?
Okay, you penned me into a corner. The money that I would have spent on this, I'm buying another vintage Transformer tomorrow. You know how every 2 weeks you check the chat, Zazel, and you kind of go, Ken, you did it again. You bought another Transformer. Yeah. So the money that would have gone there is actually going here instead. Anyway, I'll just plus in this
because I wholeheartedly think that a Transformer would probably be more up your alley than a Thunder Tank that you didn't really understand about a month ago.
Agree.
That's true. All right, fair enough. All right, Timothy Hance. Yep, Timothy Hance. Thank you for the super chat there. He says here, after all the recent problems with Super 7s, I've decided to sell off all of my Ultimates and Masters of the Universe Classics. Wow, Masters of the Universe Classics too.
Timothy, what?
Ooh.
Hot take, I admit. Just sticking with their Ultimate GI Joe line, which is a little behind as well. It could be a hot take, but I just finished saying we all collect how we collect.
Wow.
That's a brave thing to do, and it
That
takes
is-
a lot of control to be like, I'm done with this. So props to you.
Yeah, 100%, Timothy. But you know what? At the very least, you're gonna get a good return on your investment. I mean, again,
Yeah.
like Zazel's right? If you enjoyed it at the time that you bought it, that's actually what matters, right? And later down the road, if something happens, and I've said this, I keep saying this because I keep having to remind people, nobody's a scalper, okay? Not. I have a very defined, like in my own canon, in my own head, I have a very defined idea of what a scalper actually is. But when you're 20 years down the way removed, there is no such thing as scalping at that point, because the value has already gone up, down, left, right, sideways, right? Whatever you can get for it around that time, that's something for you to decide.
The difference, Jay, with this scenario is that anybody that can afford it in the moment can get it.
There you go.
Right. For me, a scalper is someone that wakes up early, goes and clears out all the toy aisles when the toys drop, and then literally not for collection, just for resale. That, I think, if you want to buy something and then sell it later, well, that's yours. Yeah. You can do what you like with it. But it's the people that do it excessively and don't have a joy in it. But one of the things that Tim said, Timothy, that he said that I like is that he's not happy with the line, so he's getting out of it, which is the best scenario for you there. Because there's no point staying in it and then complaining about it over and over and over again and spending your money every single month or whatever when these things drop.
Zazzle's right.
That's right.
If it no longer brings you joy, and it's just bringing you down, what's the point? What's the point? What is the actual point? And speaking of collections, so I really got to get my toy room done, because this is that's all of my Thundercats in their shipping boxes. Okay, because I have nowhere else to put them. All right, that is, and you can
that's
see
cool. Does that represent everything that's come out?
No, there's still a few. There are definitely a few more boxes more than that. they're all over the place. So.
You kind of clickbaited us with that thumbnail, because it looked like you were like getting out of collecting, and it was like, oh, I'm actually just moving to a toy room. I'm like, damn it, Mega J.
Yeah.
And I clicked on this video.
It's gone. My collection is gone.
I could have just called you and you could have told me that, but you got the view out of me. So props to you for.
You know what? Here's the reality, guys. Quick discussion here if we're going to go on that sidebar. There's clickbait, which is there's bad clickbait, and then there's good clickbait, right? At the end of the day, what I said there, it's all gone. It was you saw the room, it's not there, right? There's nothing there. But it's not like the collection's not gone. The collection moved. It moved to a different area, right? That's the whole point of that. But it's I needed to make that video because I need people to know that there's a third channel of mine is going to start popping up, and the best way to get people's attention is to show you what's happening. And my whole point of that video was that we're going to go on a journey together. We're all gonna create this toy room together, right? I want input from everybody out there on how I'm going to build this toy room, and that's
all right.
I need this.
Stop right there. More Transformers. Now get off the stream and go set up the room while I read your super chat.
Right, goodbye.
So Timothy Hans, thank you once again for the super chat. He wants to add here, selling off classics because he needs money for the Joy Toy 40K Warhammer figures, especially the Space Wolves.
Warhammer already is an expensive hobby, but it brings infinite amount of joy.
Yes. And that's right. You move from one to another. And Lilith, I don't think they actually sell socks in Australia because it's like 1,000,000 degrees out there. So
yeah, we don't need socks. We just wear thongs. And by thongs, I mean flip-flops.
Oh, okay.
And also thongs. You're wearing thongs and a thong. That's a whole outfit here.
Thong.
That is such a that's again, terminology is such an interesting thing from one place to another. I mean, imagine you're a tourist down under, and somebody says, "Do you have any thongs?"
Yeah,
you're like, excuse me? You probably get a slap across the face.
Well, Zazel and I went through this in a chat the other day. Like Adam had flashed up a bunch of Canadian slangs, and Zazel had to try to guess what they were. And I was like, these are Canadian slangs. No wonder Zazel gives me an awkward pause over the phone sometimes when I start using these words. Because every now and then he'll be like, Ken, and I'll keep talking about something else. And I'll realize because I use those slangs as universal slangs.
I thought you were having a stroke.
Here's the other thing too: the kids out there have their own way of talking now. Because I was watching a compilation of memes the other day, and it's the one that got me was this guy. He's walking around, right, and he's like passing by a whole. It's a gag, right? So they're passing by a whole bunch of girls, and every time they pass a girl, the guy the guy walking towards his friend, right, who's right behind the girl. He goes, "Nice cake," right? And I was like,
"Yes."
That's weird. And why would you say that, right? In my head, I'm like, why would you say that's kind of weird? And she goes, "I'm 16." Right? She said, "I'm 16," and then right behind him, the guy actually is holding on to a cake, and she's like, "Oh my god!" Right? And I was like, "What is cake?" And I had to look it up. And I was like, "Oh my god, okay." And I'm not going to say it here, but I mean, it's not a bad word or anything like that. But I was
booty,
like,
right?
It's booty, yeah. I was like, okay, that's the new word for booty. Cool.
Yep.
Right? But now I know not to say cake in public. I don't know.
You just gotta go grab a piece of cake.
If you want to eat that cake, that might mean something different.
It's like when somebody said rack for the first time in the 1990s that I heard it. Right? I didn't know what it meant for a while. I actually had to ask somebody, like, well, what do you mean by rack? And they're like, oh, you kid you. And I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do, right?
Old and we don't even realize it. Hey, I just want to do a quick shout out to Happy Accident. He says that he can't even get a channel off the ground, but I would argue that Happy Accident's channel is very good. And if he just keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to start hitting those numbers.
That's right.
So Happy Accident, don't like, okay, so just, I don't want to. We're not going to turn this into a YouTube thing, but it's already a YouTube thing. But anyway, don't even think about that. Like, you're always going to start off slow. Like, I've been on here. Let's put some perspective here. And I told everybody here this. I'm about to hit. I'm going to check again. I think I'm about to hit 8 years, or maybe even 9 years. I can't remember. I'm about to hit 9 years on YouTube. Okay, 9. No, I'm going to say 8. I'm about to hit 8 years on YouTube. Okay, and for the first 5 years, nothing, right? But it's all about consistency. All right. As long as you're consistent and you're passionate, that's the big thing. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. You're going to get there, right? And what it was for me, truthfully, is consistency. For me, it was absolutely 100% consistency. When I actually started posting a video, and here's the key: you don't have to do 2 videos a week. You don't have to do 3 videos a week. The reality is this. Even if you do 1 video a month, at least post 1 video a month. Don't skip a video. All right. That's the very important. If you're going to do 1 video a month, 1 video a week, if you're going to try and do 1 video a day, which is insane, keep it up, because you have to be consistent. Once you're consistent, the audiences will follow. Right. But the other thing you have to be, and please, guys, take this to heart. This one you have to take to heart. You don't have to have good equipment. Right. You don't. Start with this, okay? You can start with this. This is easy enough, all right? Start with this.
I'm still using that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Right?
And most people say, how do you, they're surprised. And I'm like, I just hide it really, really well that I use that. So you can check out Happy Accidents channel. Once again, thank you to the all-star Scuba Pete for getting that,
Absolutely.
that there. And I do want to shout out somebody else here. Here, Fandom Power Podcast, Wes. I know I often say the Star Wars channel because they do a lot of Star Wars podcasts, but they do kind of everything. There's some He-Man stuff, lots of other stuff. He was sitting on something like 30 subscribers. Wes, correct me if I'm wrong, last summer. He's up to 320 subscribers now, right? And he was stuck on like less than 50 subscribers for a long time. And all of a sudden he just started spiking. He was trying to get 100 subscribers for a giveaway in December. Like, it's February now. January hadn't ended, and he'd already topped 300. It just happens, right? So there we go. So he's kind of echoing my point. And also, the one thing I want to say is, when you look at those YouTube help people like Nick Nimmin and, great, I always look up his stuff, don't get so wrapped up in everything that they say. Zazel knows this. I get wrapped up in the stats a lot. I actually made it a point not to message Zazel about stats anymore. That's why you probably haven't heard about stats since the early part of the fall.
When Ken was below me in subscribers, he used to tell me how many more subscribers he needed before he would overtake me. And then as soon as he overtook me in subscribers, he stopped talking about it. It's like, okay, this is my victory now. I'm just going to continue right up in silence.
Well, I don't even know how to answer that.
Nothing more needs to be said. Moving on.
I actually stopped because I thought you got sick of hearing about it if anything else.
Well, I don't look at the stats quite as often as you do. I'm just having fun, having fun doing what I do. So if anyone else enjoys it, it's a bonus.
And that's what I've kind of had to learn a bit the hard way, because like my most viewed video on my channel is basically me going to toy traders and going, and let's have a look at the G.I. Joe section, and let's go back the other way, and let's go back the other way. And yeah, I put some editing and a little bit of scripting into it, but it's got like orders of magnitude more views than like the videos I work even harder on. But I take so much pride in those videos I work so hard on. So even if I only get a couple hundred views, it's a couple hundred views more I would have gotten if I hadn't made those videos. So
yeah. Well, I think the good thing about that video particularly is that you get to offer a chance for people who couldn't get there to have a look around. Like I couldn't get there. I wouldn't know about it unless you pointed a camera at it and panned left or right. So you're offering a service to those that can't make it. I can't just jump in my car and head down there and have a look.
Nope.
Yeah, have to come for a visit sometime, Make it work.
I'm on my way.
There we go.
June.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see you for about an hour in June when you're here in Vancouver, and then I'll see you again the week later in Joe Fest. Knowing us, that flight will get delayed, and I won't get to see you until Joe Fest. But then we'll just hang out and drink. It's all good.
Yeah, that's exactly what will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, this was supposed to be a Thundercats stream, and now we're giving like YouTube help tips, which is fine too, because I could use some of the advice that I give myself. You know what I mean? And it's
Me
nice
too. I'm still trying to grow.
I think we all are. Even Mega J is still trying to grow.
Yeah, everybody's trying to grow. But here's the thing, guys, and this is what I tell everybody. And I've been told this too. Forget about growing. Don't even think about that. Concentrate on what you are passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, Ken, you just posted the flag again today. Holy crap! You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah.
If you do another video like that, and but make it the best video you can every single time. It doesn't matter if it's the same topic every single time. If you are passionate about what you're doing, if you love what you're doing, people are going to recognize that, and people are going to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
And you know who one of the people who had said publicly in the past nobody watches the videos he's most proud of, and part of why I just keep doing the same thing is this guy right here. Like, nobody watches the videos I'm most proud of. I feel the same way, but when he said it, I was like, okay, you've been around longer than me. I'm validated now, so you know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I feel the same way as Tony on this one, because the videos that I spend the most time on and I put the most creativity in, they don't get as many views as just a random short video that I did and added a little bit of music to. But the people that do watch it, that enjoy it, helps me feel a little vindicated with the amount of time that I spend on it. Like most of the stuff that I love to do is putting toy A and toy B together and just making them not kiss, but maybe people will watch it. But
championship.
Have a wrestle.
Yeah. By the way, have you got your Desert Rat and Trigger yet?
But I do not.
You do not. Okay. All right.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we might see him at Joe Fest, and we might see Scuba Pete at Joe Fest as well. So
I have a feeling we will see them at Joe Fest.
Yeah.
I have a very strong feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. My goodness, we're still on the Thundercats stream, right? I mean,
we were.
How'd we get into Joe Fest and all that? So
if we start with wrestling, it's over. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm in the middle of AEW Dynamite right now and going to WWE Network afterwards to watch some stuff. And I think you all have zoned me out. Okay. Maybe we won't go there. How about that? Yeah. Look, I mean, for me, experiencing the original cartoon for the first time, I didn't know that it was as deep a story and relatable as it was. Right? Like, if you don't know anything about Thundercats, You don't know that Lion-O is a kid like you. You don't think about the trials of, like, Mega J. I asked you recently, like, which episodes were your favorites? And you're like, the trials of Lion-O episodes. So I watched about 15 episodes sequentially, and then I jumped to the trials episodes. And those are deep stories that really help define the character. So for me, it's like when like he finally like gets a victory over Mumm-Ra, right? Or just knowing that the Sword of Omens, if you know nothing about it, but you've seen people go like this and put the Sword of Omens up, you find out later it's like it's not an all-powerful sword. It can't just do everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't give him or Mega J. What did I do?
Honestly, if there's a broken weapon, if there is a broken mystical weapon in the universe of all toydom, it's the freaking Sword of Omens. That thing can do everything. It can cook breakfast for you. Okay, that thing is ridiculously overpowered. All right, seriously.
Really?
It is
more than Thor's hammer.
No, oh my God, Thor's hammer is a toy compared to the Sword of Omens. let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something, Ken. The Sword of Omens should not exist. It's in my room right now, but it should not freaking exist. It defies logic. Okay, he can. Here's the thing.
It's fighting words.
Thor's hammer by itself has not yet been able to transport itself across dimensions by itself. It needs somebody to wield it in order to do that. The Sword of Omens can actually cross dimensions to get to Lion-O if it really wants to. It has a sentience of its own. It's ridiculous. Although you could probably argue that now with the new Marvel. With the new MCU, where literally both things are literally like, "Hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to see you."
Ken's getting his muscles out for Mjolnir.
He raises a sword and goes thunder, and it extends. Thunder, and it extends, and it extends, and he goes, "Oh!" And then like five other characters come to his rescue. How is that power? That's like, I can't fight this battle. Oh, come save me. That's
there is no weakness in calling out for your friends, Ken. You're doing it right now.
Then you could throw the hammer right through Thanos' head, right, and just be done.
Ken, let me tell you something.
What am I missing? What am I missing here?
Other than the phallicness of what you just said out loud, is that's one thing we can all acknowledge. Just out, go ahead. Everyone's thinking it anyway. But
we are going to start a YouTube feud, Mega J Retro versus Toy Connections right now.
Let me tell you. Okay.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
The thing about the Sword of Omens is, if as long as Lion-O can call it, it will cut through the universe to get to him. Okay. Even though Mjolnir has tried to do that. In movies, it's actually been knocked away by other beings. That doesn't happen with the Sword of Omens. The Sword of Omens will go to Lion-O regardless of what happens. It will cut through people no matter what. And not only that, apparently it can grow to the size of the moon. It can grow to the moon, by the way. Right? If you want to talk about being phallic as heck, it can get to the size anybody wants it to get to. Let's go ahead.
How big is it? It's as big as you want it to be.
Whatever size you want, the Sword of Omens can make it happen. Okay, it makes dreams.
Is that length or width?
Girth too.
All about the girth.
Oh, now you've added girth to the Sword of Omens powers
too. The Sword of
too.
Omens can do no wrong, man.
All right. Let's just put a cape on Lion-O's back and an S on his chest while we're at it.
No. Lion-O by himself, honestly, truthfully, outside of the trials, that actually. Okay, so here, let's bring it back full circle. That is truly where Lion-O became the hero of the series. He did not have that gosh darn sword. You took away the one thing that made him invincible. Awesome. Freaking awesome.
Lion-O has length beyond length. Girth beyond girth.
He had to build a boat out of a freaking pod of peas. I mean, come on! It was freaking. He was literally telling all the Amazonians, "Get away from me! Don't touch me! I have to do this myself." It was crazy.
Mega J, is Lion-O cooler than Optimus Prime? Yes or no?
Is
Lion-O cooler than Optimus Prime? Yes or no?
Optimus Prime is the god of Transformers. So I mean, like, you can't beat the god of Transformers. I'm sorry.
Because the Matrix has the Sword of Omens beat.
Not when it's empty.
Yeah, I don't know. It had two good runs.
Whoops! Hey, what happened? Oh!
Careful, Ken. He'll close
that's how
out
you're
the
gonna
stream.
That's how you're gonna shut me up. That's how you're gonna. We're playing it that way. Now we're playing it that way. Ken literally cut me off, man. I see what's going on here.
That's some dirty
I see
tactics.
what's going on here, man.
Okay.
Just for that, Ken. Just for that.
Oh, great. Jay is going to crash the stream.
If he turns up in Ken's room, I will be very impressed.
buddy, no, I didn't mean it.
You guys need to kiss and make up.
So what do you two want to talk about tonight?
Oh, I'm watching what I want to watch. This is
I was
exactly
going to say,
what I
I'm
want to see
so
happen.
entertained. I've been shushed.
This is like the Royal Rumble, but better.
I don't know about you folks, but like I needed this tonight. Like you saw me before the stream started. I was a little wound up just from life in general, and I needed that. But
here it is.
Oh,
Don't make me use this, Ken. Okay. Do not make me use this because I will use that. Okay. Don't make me use this, Ken. Don't.
Ralph, I need help. Ralph,
Where's your Mjolnir now, Ken? Where's your Mjolnir now?
Don't make me use this. All right. Don't make me use it. Cut me off again. Go ahead.
in fact, because I cut you off, I'm gonna solo layout you on this one.
Do it. Try it.
No, I can't. I respect the logo. I can't. I'm now seeing it. I respect it.
Eye of Thunder. Go ahead.
I respect it. I respect that logo way too much now.
All Ken.
Doesn't that on the hilt look like a face with a
Well,
grill
actually,
for
okay.
the?
So, what education here?
Yes, please.
This is a cat's face.
Yeah.
It has the nose. It's
Yes.
got the teeth. It's got the whiskers. It has its eye. Don't
There you
mess
go.
it up.
a cat called Blinky.
I learned something. I learned something.
Where's your championship belt now, Ken?
All right, boys, whip him out.
All right. I respect the sword. I see it. If I bring my championship belt, what can I do? Use it as a shield? It'll just. I don't want to scratch it.
Let me tell you, okay? If I say "ho" right now, it's gonna go right through this freaking. It's gonna go right through.
Jay, you're already down a camera. Calm down. Calm down.
That's true. You're still waiting for the new camera, aren't you?
We're gonna have a feud here. This is bad.
That was epic.
Does Zazel and I run in with chairs, or do we actually just grab a table and have some popcorn instead?
Lilith, I think the Sword of Omens won.
Well, we'll use our
won that
chairs at
round.
the table to eat the popcorn, and then when we're finished with the entertainment, we'll pick up the chairs and use them.
I like this plan.
As Jay powerbombed me through a table and I attempt to no-sell it.
Lilith, as I said before, the reality is that the Sword of Omens is a broken weapon. Okay, if we're talking about gaming here, it is the ultimate broken weapon. It needs to be nerfed. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This sword needs to be nerfed. It is too powerful. Which is one of the reasons why Mumm-Ra has always sought it out, because it's just ridiculously powerful. However, along with its ridiculously powered nature, it is ridiculously weak as well, and that makes no sense, right? But the thing is, you so much as sneeze at this thing in the right way, it'll fucking break. Oh god, I said it that way. That's the problem. With the sword. That's the problem with the Sword of Omens. You stab it in the right place, you break it in the right place, you do certain things to this thing. Heck, you breathe on it with the right type of breath, it will break. That's the other problem with the Sword of Omens. This thing has literally been melted into slag and put back together by an alien, and it still freaking functioned after it was put back together. This thing is broken. Okay, this thing is ridiculously broken. I love it.
It's broken. It's the most powerful thing in the universe. I'm lost. I'm lost. So when do we get to talk about wrestling?
We are talking about wrestling. You already threw it down. You already threw it down.
That's true. We basically went wrestling promo mode.
Already threw it down. We're already in the middle of this thing. We're like, I'm just waiting for, I'm waiting for that chair across my back. Like, come on.
The bell hasn't even rung yet. We're doing the skirmish before the match.
Skirmish outside the ring, man. This is how that happens. This is where.
Zazel, can you imagine if we did another greatest toy line ever debate? What a bloodbath it would be.
Well, let me tell you, Jay, Ken's way of doing a debate was to stand off of camera. So him knocking you out and taking you off camera on your own dual stream didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, that's if you go back and watch, Thundercats wasn't represented there, but Zazel was arguing on behalf of G.I. Joe. I was the Transformer guy. Kelly was the Barbie person, and Cobra Lang was representing Motu. And every time I had to say why Transformers was the greatest toy line ever, I had my Transformer wall behind me, and I would just go, you don't even need to see me on camera. You just gotta look. And I just started, rehashing lines from the movie or something. And that was my. I think he even brought up Michael Bay at one point. I got so desperate. And
you lost your argument there.
And then Zazel's like, okay, minus 50 points for Ken just for saying Michael Bay on my because we did it on his channel. And I know Todd messaged me after, your brother Todd messaged me after and said that he laughed so hard at the whole thing and just the way we all approached it, because I kept walking off camera because you put me right after Kelly's arguments, right? And Kelly came sleeves rolled up. That's where I got the
Kelly
whole my chest thing right now, right? Yeah. So she nailed it, and I had to try to do something different. Cobra was very timid, and then Zazel brought the very eloquent professional arguments. We all had 4 different approaches to it.
I just think if you're going to debate, then you can't step away from the debate table just to show props. There needs to be some form of argument to be had, as well as props do. But Kelly nailed it talking Barbie and didn't even have one in hand. So
I've been clamoring for a rematch for about a year now, and she's still like,
I wouldn't dare rematch with Kelly. She won.
She might. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't help me being a sore loser about it. So, we all lost, but I'm the only one that's sore about it, right? Like, us 3 guys got our asses handed to us by Kelly Remus. And
it was all right to lose. It was a good argument.
Yeah. All right. Cool. And thank you, Scuba Pete. Speaking of videos that I was very proud of, that it took me a long, long, long time. That one right there, history of WWF 1987. And yes, we have been kayfabing this whole time. I don't have any experience with the 2011 Thundercats, but does anybody want to comment on how good that was, if at all?
Okay, so you're gonna cross a couple lines here. I don't know how, but between Bandai and Mattel, they were sort of crossing.
I meant the cartoon, but
the cartoon. Oh
yeah.
Oh, the new cartoon. So you got to really be specific now. Okay.
Yeah. Which new cartoon?
No. He said 2011. He said 2011. He said.
Oh, modern cartoon. Sorry.
There are two modern cartoons though, Ken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
They got a reboot shortly after 2000X He-Man did. And then later you had the Thundercats Roar.
Oz, we don't talk about that. Whatever.
Yeah. We really should.
I've heard of Roar. Yes.
We don't talk about that.
There's
no swearing on the chat. Oz.
I can't help it. I got a mouth like a sailor around here.
No, we do have to talk about Roar. We unfortunately, as much as we don't want to talk about Roar, we do have to talk about Roar. But what was your question to go though, Ken? Because you were it was an open-ended question,
more like the new series of the reboot and refresh series. I'm just curious how those were. I guess Roar was bad, but
no, it's so okay. Let's Oz. Let's start. Let's throw it to you first. What were your opinions of the reboot of the Thundercat reboot? What were your impressions of Thundercat reboot?
I loved the reboot. I was a big fan of, again, this more continuous flowing story, as opposed to more and more one-offs. I mean, I will say the original Thundercats had a lot of continual flowing story throughout that seemed to be missing from a lot of the other series of its time. It did it better than most. But when they rebooted it and this fresh new story from the beginning, I really enjoyed that. As a matter of fact, I own the whole series on DVD because I really, really got into that.
All right.
Thundercats Roar. I know what they were going for. I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to bring attention to the franchise to a younger crowd. And if you look at other shows that are rather successful and rather popular at the time,
Yeah.
Thundercats Roar was made to appeal to them. You know, it was that very Teen Titans Go style, or you know, Adventure Time kind of esque ridiculousness. And that's good, because just like we've been talking about with the CGI show, it's important that these franchises evolve to stay relevant. And sometimes that means they've got to go down some dark roads from what we like. But in the end, it's not about what we like about that. That's trying to appeal to a new audience.
Yeah.
Thundercats Roar has no bearing on my memories of the original cartoon that I fell in love with, or what I enjoyed about that reboot. It has
Yes,
no
so
bearing.
our cartoons still exist for us to enjoy. And then bringing out anything after the fact is, again, not really centered around what we enjoyed of our time. But when people say they've done this to appeal to children, so, well, they didn't do that to us to appeal to us as children. It feels like the cartoons that we had, whilst, you know, still you know, can be cartoony, they weren't overly so. You look at Masters of the Universe, you look at, which had some elements in it added too because of the, you know, parental controls or whatever. But Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, Mask, right? Look at the animation style of those, and they are so well done, and they were made for kids. And then you look at cartoons today and it goes, oh, they're doing it like this to cater to kids. It's like, yeah, but we were kids, and they didn't do that to our cartoons to cater to us.
All right, mic drop, like full stop, like.
Well, I don't know if I've got I don't really have a leg in this race, or a dog in this race, or whatever race you want, a three-legged race or three-dogged race. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter to them if I watch it or not.
Right.
It just feels like it's a little too dumbed down.
All right. That I did not do that.
Wow, Ken. Wow. Again. Unbelievable.
Was it because of what I said about the sort of Omens?
Mate, yeah. He's back.
Oh, look at that.
He's
Magic.
back.
Magic.
My whole system froze, actually.
Okay. For a second, I thought you were going to bring like an even bigger sort of Omen. Say, this is what it looks like when it reaches the moon, and here's the girth. And I just
that's what she said.
Whoa.
That's what she said. You know, get the Jay Glatfelter ping in the voice.
Hey guys, we're really doing well on the stream. If we can get the 100 likes on the stream, I think that would be amazing. So guys, definitely hit that like button. And once again, guys, just, you know, I want to say again, please subscribe to Sergeant Slaughterhouse, Ozstradamus Toyz, and of course Toy Connections. These guys are great content creators. Everybody, please head to the chat, leave a comment. You know, and of course, leave a like for sure. Let's get the stream on like shared around, so that more people can definitely get this on Ken's channel. Okay.
So you've got about 100 likes right now, right? I've got 60. So between the two, we got 160 likes. I don't know. Do we have a like goal tonight? A combined like goal? Like, what happens? Like, if we hit 200 likes, Jay is going to give away the Sword of Omens.
Are you talking like or like?
Like,
well, you know, since we're entering the realm of 4 kids, it's got to be a like.
Like.
All right. Ryan Dole, set a like goal for us. Pick a number, and if that happens, do we all just applaud, or does
giveaway?
Someone does a giveaway. All right. Who wants to do a giveaway? Not it.
I don't know if I have anything else.
I'm joking.
I mean, I'll do a giveaway. Like I don't know. I've got crap tons of. I mean, you guys know I got crap tons of stuff. I'll do a giveaway. I don't know. You're gonna have to give me a second to find something to give away. I'll do a giveaway. What?
Okay, Dole says 80 on mine.
I tell you what. I'll like yeah, okay. I'll
130 on Mega J's and 80 on. All right.
What? But where are these numbers coming from? What are you talking about?
Oh, I asked Ryan Dole to pick a number.
No, but
and...
okay. So yeah, I'm at 55 right now.
Say what?
I'm at 55. I'm not. I don't know what you guys are. Where are you guys seeing that number?
Well, he's saying the like goal is 130 for your channel.
That's the goal.
Okay.
80 for mine.
No. Let's like. I'd rather do Ken's channel. I don't want. Forget my go. Let's do. Okay, I tell you what.
Okay, if we hit the 80 likes, I'll show my flag. How about that? I won't give it away.
Let's do it this way. Let's do this. If we hit the 80 likes, dude, everybody did great. If we hit 100 likes, I will give away a Rhinox.
Ah, nice.
A Rhinox.
A Rhinox. I will give away a Rhinox.
I threw Oz's channel in the link to. If we could get him to 150 subscribers,
I'll go get it.
And if you give that away, I will pay the shipping on it.
There we go.
145 subscribers, Oz. Let's try and get you to 150 today.
Try to get you to 150.
It's 5 away. 5 away from 150. Let's do it,
Just
guys.
5, folks. 5.
Yeah. Right. Cool. He's got a Rhinox? Is that what he said?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got a Rhinox, and that is an awesome figure. See,
Rhinox is my favorite, I think, from Beast Wars.
Dinobot will always be mine. And I got to say...
Oh, yeah, Dinobot too. There's an argument for Dinobot.
No love for Rat Trap?
Oh,
Rat Trap.
Rat Trap. I just wanted the Transmetal re-release, not the regular. Transmetal Rat Trap to me he was awesome. He was just...
What about the version 2 of Dinobot? That was a pretty sweet idea.
The Transmetal one? Yeah. The Transmetal release? Yeah.
Well, it was like bone, right?
Yeah.
Was that one called Dinobot, or did they call it something
It was
else?
Dinobot 2.
Was it? Okay.
Literally Dinobot 2.
Okay. Sorry, this is a bit of an inside joke. If Ken's paying for shipping, then I guess I'm winning because he knows he can just drive 10 minutes south. I drive 10 minutes north, and we see each other. We've yet to actually hang out much in real life, but we see each other at the toy show. So, it's like, I guess I'm winning. And you have to come pick it up. I'm not going to deliver it.
All right. We're going to make this interesting. Okay? All right, we're going to make this. All right. Everybody has to be subscribed to Ken's channel in order to enter this raffle, okay? This giveaway, sorry. All right. So, if we hit, where are we now? Ken, where are we right now?
How many likes? We were at 60 a few minutes ago. I don't know what it's up to now.
All right. Well,
let's have a look.
We're at 63 now. Okay.
60. We're at 63 likes. Okay. If we get 100
likes right now. All right. I want 100 likes. We have to hit 100 likes. Okay. We have to hit 100 likes, and we can make it. There's 76 people watching and 37 watching. So this is what we'll do. Okay. This is what we'll do. If we hit the 100 likes, you will have a choice. All right. You will have a choice. You can either win a Rhinox figure in box, brand new, mint in box.
Nice.
Okay. Rhinox figure. Or a Bandai Yellow Ranger.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a
That's
great
cool.
articulation.
Figure.
Wonderful figure, right? Or for you NECA fans out there, you can choose if you win. Right, you can take home Parker from Aliens.
Oh, cool.
All right, so
Parker's so great.
yeah,
I think Oz wants to win this one now.
That's very
I
generous.
was gonna say I'm jumping in, guys. I'm gonna sign up all my accounts and get these likes going.
So tonight, if we hit 100 likes, there are three prizes on the app. Come here, I got this. All right,
How do we enter? How do we enter the names though? Like, how does this work?
Easy.
Like,
that's the easy part. We can just go to the wheel of elimination and
yeah, but we have to. But where do
I'll do it.
we just pull the names from the chat here?
Yeah. I'll do it. Like we'll. Oh, sorry.
Does it auto?
I forgot about that. Just to make it even better, you need to comment on Ken's channel. You have to comment on this video on the stream. All right. You have to also comment on the stream in order to be into the raffle as well. So and the comment has to be the comment has to be Toy Connections is the best. Okay, so that's what it is. So hashtag,
Dude,
put the hashtag down.
Awesome.
Put the
Awesome,
hashtag down.
right?
You're the best. You're the best.
Put the hashtag down there.
What a
I'm floored.
turnaround this has
Dude,
been
put the
since you
hashtag
guys
on
fought over which
the
weapon was
scrolling-
better.
You can do the scrolling thing with the hashtag. You know how to do that?
Probably. I click banners and then I click some.
Banners.
Yeah, banners.
I was 0 at 149, so you're very close to 150.
So-
Oh yeah.
Something
That's
like
why my
that.
phone started
Something like that.
blowing up. I'm getting all the notifications of new subscribers. Thank you, everybody.
You're getting the subscriber bump? Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
I mean, if we're going to bump
Everybody
people,
needs
let's
to know.
bump some of the little guys too, and
Well, here's
bring
the
them
thing,
up.
You know, guys, to get here's you know what? Here's another one. Okay, I got a better idea too. If you want a second entry into the thing, I want you to subscribe to Sergeant Slaughterhouse's channel. I want you to subscribe to Oz's channel, and you have to say that hashtag Sergeant Slaughterhouse is the best, and hashtag Ozstradamus Toyz channel is the best.
There we go.
There
we go.
Pick of it, like whatever their latest video is. You
Mhm.
have to put that in the chat. You have to put that.
Well, look, I mean, the TKO live streams largely exist because of the practice I got on Welcome to the Slaughterhouse. So for the people who
Thanks,
haven't
Pete.
been following me that long, that's where I got some of the practice to kind of do these live streams. I used to just watch this guy sit there and go, "Oh, I'll wait till it's my turn to talk." Next thing you know, I'm going live. So, yeah, definitely subscribe to the Slaughterhouse and Ozstradamus Toyz. You're probably already subscribed to Mega J, but make sure you are. So, yeah. Well, I got time to chat about a little bit longer while we wait for the likes to trickle in. Hopefully we make it. If we don't, we tried. So let's what is this a passive way of asking us to do a sad comments thing? Dole? Just because they do a sad comment session on Toy Anxiety every Tuesday.
That is a lot to type out.
Yeah.
Truly it is.
Yeah, don't do it in the chat, guys. Do it in the comment section, please. In the comment section, okay? We appreciate it in the chat, but definitely do it in the comment section. That helps the algorithm to share this out to as many people as possible. So, all right. Okay. So you know what? Here, I guess I'll jump in then. The reboot for me was amazing. Okay, I'm an anime fan anyway, so the style was very much Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know what I mean? I believe it's the same studio that was involved with that. So, you know, coming off of a successful series like that, I was very, very much, and of course, it's Thundercats for crying out loud. And I enjoyed where they were taking the series. I wish that they had a second season. And you know what? There are lobbies and petitions to actually get Netflix to actually pick up the final season, which would be great. Because where they left it at was just, you know, ridiculous. You know, we found out something ridiculous about one of the main characters. And it could have been like what it could have been is just absolutely amazing.
Do you think too much time has gone by though to do that?
Not with Thundercats. That's the thing. The Thundercats is just like Master Universe, just like G.I. Joe. It has its fans. It's an evergreen property, right? It's not nearly as like in terms of overall market penetration. It's gone by the wayside. But even properties like like Silverhawks and Brave Star, they're still there. People still want Mask, right?
Yeah.
In terms of public consciousness, Thundercats is still there. You know what I mean? Like the toys are still being made, right? And that's the biggest thing. You know what the biggest problem with, in my opinion, the biggest problem with Cartoon Network's handling of Thundercats, they moved the time slot 4 times.
Well,
Remember what I said about consistency with YouTube? It's doubly so with network television. You cannot move the slot 3 or 4 times. That's ridiculous. How are we supposed to know when to watch? How are people supposed to follow the story? That makes no sense. I ended up having to just download it every week. That's basically what I did. I waited for somebody to post it and download it. It was stupid, right? Avatar: The Last Airbender was consistent. Every Nickelodeon, they knew what they were doing. Nickelodeon knew every single time. Beat. Same time, same channel. It didn't matter. Freaking Thundercats moved from Sunday to Monday to Thursday. It was ridiculous. It was so wrong, and no one could really get into it. Then there was the distribution of the toys. It wasn't so bad, but it was still very inconsistent compared to like, you know, any of the other toy lines that were in the market at the time. So it was a victim of its own success. I'll put it that way. It really was. Like, you couldn't figure out where to watch this thing, and people wanted to watch it. Right? It was crazy. That's where that comes from. And I do hope they make another season. I will say this though, the Sword of Omens in the reboot is dumb. Okay, it looks ridiculous. That thing should never have existed. Just bring this thing back. Like, seriously, this
proper.
This is the same thing about He-Man's sword as well, though, in their reboots. It's just not the same thing for He-Man's sword.
The way they did it with Prince Adam having a hard time picking up a much bigger sword made more sense just from a practicality perspective, but it took away from from the core of what we were familiar with and what we learned to relate to. So
I appreciate Prince Adam, but I think he was maybe just a tad too small. I think he a little bit more meat on the bone, just a tiny. I'm not talking a lot. I'm not talking just a tiny little bit, just to make it believable that he can pick up that sword. I mean, like it didn't have to be a lot, right? I mean, obviously you look at Adam in the Filmation, he's basically the size of He-Man. But he doesn't have to be that big. But I mean, like just a little bit more, just to be able to sell it. But with Thundercats though, it needs another season. They need to wrap that up. Like it's really unfortunate. And you know what I would really hope for. Are you guys Dungeons and Dragons fans from the cartoon?
Yes. Oh God.
Well, I haven't seen it in a while.
I'm more the dice game than anything.
Sure.
But
has anybody started picking up the toys? I guess Zazzle, you're not much of a fan anyway, right? Oz?
I was all in on the toys until I started seeing some videos, and now
the breakages. Oof.
It's a hit and miss at the end of the day. And you know what? At least Hasbro is replacing them. I'm hoping they still have a wave 2. I need Sheila. I need Eric. I need I need Warduke. I need those guys. Okay, so I'm hoping that I mean, obviously there's a NECA Warduke. Doesn't fit in the same scale. But a fan project. If you guys don't know this, a fan project to finish off the very last episode of Dungeons and Dragons was done, and although the pacing is quite ridiculous. They really need to cut the fat. They had such the great intentions. They really did. It's actually pretty amazing. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, look up Missing Episode Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. It's freaking amazing. The only problem, like I dare say, one day I just want to have permission from these guys to actually recut it a little bit. And I think it would be absolutely ridiculous because everything's there. Everything you want the last episode for Dungeons and Dragons to be, it's there. The voice acting is more than adequate. It is a wonderful effort by the fans.
Yeah,
I would love it if someone, again, it's not cheap. It's like I think even that effort had to do something on GoFundMe or something like that. They had to do something to get the money together. But if somebody could actually do a final episode for Thundercats, I think we would be looking at something quite amazing. Like it's you just need one episode, tie it up. You know what I mean? Like make it 45 minutes if you can, right? And just tie up that loose end, right? And just like make a conclusion, right? That I think would be absolutely it's just a gift to the fans, if anything. Yeah.
Everyone asks for something, even just a movie. I mean, they probably won't go a movie with this route, but it just reminds me of the fans clamor long enough. Like it's completely different, but it's the same. The community, the sitcom community, 6 seasons, and the movie was always the hashtag. After 8 years off the air, they finally are going to do a movie, right? And they still got to film the darn thing. It'll be a full decade between the final season and the movie. You can only hope with these cartoons they do the same thing.
Yeah, I was surprised that they finally went ahead and did the Deadwood movie for the Deadwood series. So
yeah,
that was long time in the making.
Can you throw up Ryan Dole's comment?
No, I threw it up earlier already.
But
I what do you call it? I took it out pretty quickly. I pulled up a lot of Dole's comments. He's already spoiled with me. He gets deals at toy shows and everything like that.
I'll just say,
so, at least deals for me.
Lilith's comment is really good. Netflix did a great job with Voltron. Yes, Voltron was another one of those.
Oh yeah.
It was so impressed with that version of
Voltron. Is another one of those evergreen properties that will never die. The Lion Voltron. The Lion Voltron will never die.
Right.
Zazel, did you have much experience with Voltron at all?
Oh, I love Voltron. Vehicle Force Voltron was my favorite, but obviously Lion Force Voltron, very popular. And we got a lot of experience with Voltron here. And a lot of great memories with playing Voltron with my brothers. I had two brothers, and when you got 5 lions and 2 brothers, it can be a bit of a tricky situation.
That's a WWE fight for sure. That's a I want to be the black lion. No, you can only be the pink lion.
And I know one of your brothers too, and I'm
lion.
I could just see Todd trying to fight for stuff. So anyway,
yeah, I wasn't so much into Voltron. I mean, I only bought an $800 Voltron. I wasn't that fun. I wasn't that.
The Blitzway one,
not a huge fan or anything.
The Blitzway, yeah. And you spent a few bucks on that sort of Omens too. So
just a few.
When you're passionate about something, the price tag doesn't matter.
Sorry. What was it?
Oh no, go ahead, Zazel.
I was going to say, does the Voltron sword measure up to the Sword of Omens?
Depends on how many times he yells Thundercat.
So funny thing about that, okay? If we're gonna go there, Zazel, if we're gonna go there, first of all, the scale is wrong. Okay, the scale is completely wrong. However, I will say
they both extend.
No, I was about to say. However, I will say that the Sword of Omens can actually grow that long. I mean, it can. I mean, geez, Louise, it actually can. If the two, you know what, this is where the death battle matches would end up being. You know what I mean? Which sword could take on the the Voltron sword, right? And it would, to me, it would actually be definitely a good case for it. Anyway, would definitely be. Oh, I forgot. The Sword of Omens can grow to gigantic sizes. The episode where Jaga was fighting Groon, they were 60 feet tall.
Okay.
Right? They were, and think about this. Before Jaga actually grabbed it, it grew in size, and then he took it to the astral plane. Look it up. The damn sword grew. Okay, this thing is broken. This damn thing is so broken, it's ridiculous. It can become a gigantic freaking sword. It's just,
the more he shows that sword, the more I want like a life-size Matrix.
Oh my god. Oh.
Anyway.
No, yeah, but
Tell you what, though,
I'm going to throw out
Lion Force Voltron holding the Sword of Omens would look pretty damn cool.
Oh god, oh my god, that would be ridiculous. Yes.
Wow.
And again, it would be unfair
with the mask of Battle Cat.
Oh, that would be sick.
Throw that on there too. Just really mix up our cats.
That would be sick. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look this up. Hold on for a second.
Some creative person in the chat whose artist skills are better than mine. By all means, we need to see this.
Okay, Ken, throw this one up.
All right.
I saw this image, and I was like, "Oh my god, this needs to be brought to life." This was an actually crazy. This was incredible.
That is cool.
Look nice.
Holy,
right? That is if He-Man, right?
Yeah.
Held if He-Man had the what's it called, had the power of Voltron, like, oh my god, look at that's crazy.
And those flags on the back to simulate the wings. It's perfect.
Yeah, this is incredible. Like, bravo to whoever this is. Like, my god, that's just this is just
Voltron had some feminine features, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah,
what was the name of the artist on this one? Just so we shout them. Just so we shout them out.
We need to find out who drew this, because
artist, if you're watching and you see this, put your name in the comments so that we can give.
Here it is. I found it. It is
shoving your feet and hands into the back end of a line has got to feel weird.
Okay, so if this is if it's correct, because sometimes people just steal artwork, right? But this is Tiamat Nightmare.
All right.
Well, if that's your art, you did very well. Love it.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, Tiamat Nightmare. This is just, oh my gosh. But you know what? I feel sorry for each of those cats that had to get slain. Actually,
is that Cringer, the Green Lion?
Oh, they're just props, right? So.
No, he slew every single one of those cats. Those.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, just a beautiful. Yeah, this needs to be a series. If they actually make a series out of this, I would be.
That's a great concept.
Craziest crossover ever, if you ask me. But
His name should be Bronan or something.
that's
All right, that works.
Just try to avoid that slight copyright problem.
Ronan.
All right, we're at
That's
70.
good.
We're at 71 likes, guys. We can do this. We can
Yeah.
do
Come
this.
on, everybody.
we got a few minutes. We got a few minutes left here, and I don't know if anybody wants to.
Oz is in his count.
Well, I was going to say,
159 subscribers, Oz. Well done.
159.
Yeah.
You were at 145.
Well done to the people in the chat that subscribe too. I
Thank
feel
you.
like if we have a platform that we can help the smaller channels lift,
That's right.
then this is the place to do it. So I'm very proud of the guys in the chat that have jumped on there and boosted Oz's numbers.
Thank you all.
Zazel, you crossed 2,400.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks, everyone.
congratulations. That's great.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
Thanks, guys.
awesome. Well, you know what? What's everyone up to? I mean, Zazel, you've got some streams and some projects you're working on.
I just put a onion ring in my mouth. It just come to me.
Okay, Oz, let's go. Let's go.
Oz, what are you up to, Oz?
Other than Toy Frenzy and your Saturday streams.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Saturday streams, tomorrow will be the second episode of Ozstradamus Toyz Live and Connor Mon. My son will be joining me live again tomorrow for an unboxing video where we are going to get into the awesome
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes.
These
I
finally
got mine on my
just came
House of
in.
Grace skull there.
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, my
That's cool.
buddy got those for me for Christmas, and I just got them this week finally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to be going ahead and doing an unboxing video for that tomorrow. And of course, I'm going to be doing, going to be returning to form tomorrow night, and we'll be doing my usual time slot on 9 o'clock on Saturday nights. So yeah, doing a double duty plus tonight and
Duty.
duty.
Yeah. Awesome. Oz. Gotta get it right.
Awesome, Oz.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Zazel, what's next for you, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Well, before you come and check out my channel, do make sure that you're already subscribed to these legends. I'm sure there isn't anyone here that isn't subscribed to the two guys up here. But yeah, definitely check out Oz's channel. And then if you've got some time afterwards, come and check out my channel. And we've got a live happening Saturday night, which will be Sunday morning for me. You know, we're talking about G.I. Joe. Of course we are. And we're talking about the Hasbro, the Sunbow cartoon and the Deke cartoon together and trying to figure out the silliest plot lines in both, because they both got a little silly, and which is the hidden gems in both those series. And then later on in the day is the members games night live stream where Adam from Go Figure has put together an amazing assortment of live games that we can all play. Some giveaways are going to be happening for people that do participate. So yeah, do please come and check that out too. It's all good fun. All good fun.
Awesome. I mean, I'm going to see if I can make the member one, but I do have my dad's birthday dinner tomorrow, but at least I'll be listening to it.
We'll have another birthday next year. He'll be all right.
And we'll have another member stream next month. Yeah. So coincidentally, while Zazel's live with the cartoon stream, I'm going to be doing an Army Builders live stream along with Phil from Treasures for Trigger, Dreadnought Ryan from the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. And while we were on this stream, Mike has confirmed he's going to join for Army Builder stream. We're on at the same time because it's like the Monday nights when you had Raw and you had Nitro. You knew this analogy was coming. I don't know whether Zazel is Raw or Nitro, whether I'm Raw or Nitro. I guess it depends which one of us wants to be the NWO or DX. Sorry, always with the wrestling analogy. Sunday, I've got a back-to-back stream with Grindhead Jim, Wilhelm, Toy and Hobby, and Jim Largo. We're going to be revisiting the vintage big three of the 80s, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Masters of the Universe. We're going to do a vintage talk on my channel. Then we're going to jump to Grindhead Jim's for the back half of that. So I'm doing streams 3 days in a row because I've got a bunch of free time. I've been filming the Terrordrome video the top tier patrons can now see on my channel. And I'll be filming the I've been filming the USS Flag, but mostly because I want to put the Sky Striker and do a proper review. I got a bit stuck because I was in the middle of filming this, and all of a sudden, knock knock, here's your Sky Striker. Frick. Right, and you can't just put this away to start filming something else. And I hadn't set the flag up yet, so life was a bit hectic the last few days, week-ish, or so. That's what I'm up to. But check out these other two gentlemen as well, Mega J Retro.
I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever Ken's cooking up. Zazzle, Sergeant Slaughterhouse, and of course Ozstradamus Toyz. Guys, I wanna watch every single one of the episodes that's coming up. So guys, definitely subscribe to every single one of the guys who are on this channel, who are on this stream. Sorry, Toy Connections, Sergeant Slaughterhouse, and of course Ozstradamus Toyz. But what I'm up to right now, honestly, is a giveaway. Come on, guys! We are going to be giving away some toys right now. Let's do this. Let's not waste any more time. Where are we right now? What is our count right now, guys? We are at 73 likes as far as I can see. So guys, I really want to give these toys away. Come on, give me a reason to give these toys away. Let's get to at the very least let's get to 80 likes, and then we'll definitely do a giveaway right now. And on that note, Ken, if you want to start grabbing the names, I think that would probably be a good idea. So that'll be fun. But yeah, 70 again 80. We can get to 80. We can get.
Surely we can get to 80 likes.
That's
80.
right. Come on, folks.
Oh, you mean grabbing the names off of the comment section?
Yeah, off the comment section. Grab the names. So
don't
guys, don't forget.
I don't think they can actually comment yet until the stream's over, right?
No, that's not true. You can comment.
No, they can swipe.
You can swipe. You can swipe to the comment section, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Because I've been hearing in the chat you can't, but I thought you could swipe anyway. All right. I haven't seen any yet because I think everyone's trying to comment in the live chat, which of course, if you scroll back far enough, you lose it. So yeah,
that's okay.
Again,
guys, if you want to be in on this raffle, you have to comment in the comment section. So that would be unfortunate if you haven't done that yet. But if not, then you know what? Let's just do it right now. Go ahead if you're having a trouble. Commenting in the comment section, which is below here. If you're on your phone, I think what you got to do is you got to swipe down.
You got to swipe.
Swipe.
I do wonder though, like if you're in the middle of running the game and new comments come in, people are going to feel left out.
Well, I give them the way I normally do it is if anybody comes in last minute, because they always do. I give them about 5 minutes before we have to start the actual thing, because we're still going to input the names anyways, right? So so that's how that runs. I'm going to check my chat. Maybe people have been putting it in my chat because that happens a lot. But that's interesting. Yeah, you're right. I'm actually not seeing any chatter on my section either. That's very strange, actually. So
that may have changed because I just tried to do the swipe function. You know what? We'll figure something out at some point if we can't. Yeah, see, we can't seem to comment. We'll figure something out.
Right, so this is what we'll do. Yeah, this is what we'll do. If we hit 80 likes, which is very possible, and I want you guys to hit. I want you guys to hit that like button, guys. Come on, let's get up to 80 likes. Okay.
Come on,
if we hit 80
everybody.
likes, if we hit, only because we're starting to wind down. If we hit the 80 likes, right, we will definitely do the giveaway on Ken's channel. And Ken, invite me back, and we'll do the raffle live, okay? And then we'll even get more people involved in that particular raffle because they'll be able to enter on that day as well.
Okay, you know what? We'll do it that way. I'll send you a screenshot of all the comments the day before we do this again. Like, I'll come back in a week and we'll have a stream. I'll think of a topic that we both like. Something like Sword of Omens versus Thor's Hammer or something like that.
We don't even have to do that. I can just pop into any chat and we'll just do the raffle at the end of it. And remember, guys, I'm going to be giving away an inbox Rhinox. All right, your choice. I'm not going to give them all away, right? Not now, but one day we could. A Yellow Ranger from Bandai. Honestly, way better articulation. I'm sorry to say, but
yeah,
those Bandai figures, I like them more than I like the Legacy Collection stuff.
And then you can choose from Parker as well. So Alien Parker. So guys, these are here to be given away. Please hit that like button. Let's make sure we can give these away.
Okay. All right.
Definitely want to do that. And of course, I'm happy to do this a very similar giveaway on Sergeant Slaughterhouse and even Ozstradamus Toyz. Happy to do that. I got tons of toys, right?
Very generous.
Yeah, of course, and we'll figure out how to get it to Australia for all our friends down under. Absolutely,
That's right.
There's no problems with that. We'll figure that out.
All right.
You never have to pay for a prize that you won. That's something everyone.
I will chip in on that shipping
you
though,
will
since
ne-
you're
you
doing
will
such a
never-
good thing.
Never have to pay for a.
It'll be easy for me to transfer you funds just by e-transfer.
80
in Canada
likes.
anyway.
80
We hit 80 likes?
80 likes. That's it. Okay, we're giving it away. We won't do it today, only because it's just like there's nobody commenting in the comment section. But we're at 80 likes.
Did you see 80? I saw 79. I'm not joking.
No, woo! We hit 80.
80?
likes.
I see 80 right
You
now.
see 80?
On my screen.
Okay, cool,
80
cool.
likes. I see. it.
What that means is that Ryan Dole probably logged into all his troll accounts and all his suspended accounts,
I don't know.
unfroze all of them.
I don't
So Ryan Dole got us from 60 to 80 because we were at 60 when he said we need 80.
No. We were brother. What are you talking about? We were at 77. We were at 77. We were gonna make your stream must be your connection must be slow. We were at 77 when I put this up on the screen.
Okay.
I've screenshot the proof.
So
All right.
so
All right.
guys,
Cool.
We're giving away Rhinox. We're gonna give away Rhinox to one lucky winner. A choice of either Rhinox,
Okay.
right? Parker.
He admits that he logged into all those accounts, but we didn't say you could only do it from one account. You know.
And the Yellow Ranger. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what, Ryan? Canadians help each other. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. If that's what you did, but I doubt it. I doubt that's what happened.
Canadians. He's virtually my neighbor anyway, so you know.
I doubt that's what happened. I think that.
You know what? I hear some loud breathing outside the door. It might be Ryan Dole sitting there ganking my Wi-Fi. That's why my connection is slow. Because Ryan Dole's standing there right now, downloading stuff so he doesn't have to use his Wi-Fi, watching our stream just to give us the view. Well, I gave you the view. I'm like, yeah, my connection's really slow tonight, and you downloaded what?
All right.
Ultimate trolling.
Do we have one more? Do we have a little bit of time left, Ken, or do you have to log off?
Hey, it's my stream just as much as it's yours tonight, and I'm a bachelor for the next week. So
okay. Well, you know what? Screw that then. I'm just gonna go for it. All right. So here's the one thing I will say about. So let's actually take this back because we can get to wrestling or we can get to G.I. Joe. Actually, you know what? Before because I can talk Thundercats forever. So let's just do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Freaking scrap iron, man! Like that thing is gonna be the bane of my fucking my freaking existence. How much is he gonna cost? Who's breathing? What the heck is that?
Oh, that's the airplane.
Was that Dole?
Holy crap, Dole, are you really here?
was that Dole?
That might have been the airplane that flew overhead.
Oh my god!
Right,
or Dole was
parachuting in,
or Dole was standing outside and blew a fart.
I thought it was Darth Vader. I was like, man.
Yeah, that plane was relatively loud overhead.
Oh my god, that was not relative. That was how do you even stand that? Like that's crazy.
It's not normally that loud. I'm just gonna try to pull up I'm just gonna try to pull up an image of the scrap iron unless someone's already got it. But
see, that's normally my job when I'm on Jay's channel pulling up the.
No, don't worry about it. I've got something up.
I can bring it up if you're having trouble, Ken. I can bring it up.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, let me
Dole must really be using my connection right now. There it is.
Well, he's parachuting in from above. He was on that plane. That's why I was flying so low.
It's very hard to parachute.
Well, you can only see it from the right side, but on the right side there. Maybe I need to.
I've got
it.
I've got them all.
Okay.
I've got them all.
You've got them all. Yeah, mine was really slow, but
that's okay. I've got them all.
I had a makeshift one if need be. So
give me 1 second. Damn it.
There we go.
Wait.
I see it.
But that's not it. Hold on. Wait.
That's not it. Okay.
There we go.
That's not it.
There we go. Okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Well, that's a much smoother connection.
Yeah, this thing
that is gorgeous.
Like I don't know. What are we thinking? I'm hoping that this is gonna come under $50. Like this is just crazy.
$41.99. Wasn't that what Mindbender cost?
Mindbender? Yeah, something like that.
$41.99, I think it was. Yeah, whatever, right? Low 40s. That's my prediction on this one.
Low 40s? I hope.
I'm with Nolan. Okay. Whatever Serpentor cost is what this guy will cost.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I'm thinking more Serpentor's cost.
Yeah.
Really? That's a whole air chariot. That's a whole air chariot, though. Like, this is not an air chariot.
I'm hoping, and it wasn't retail, right? There's a big difference there too.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm because here in Canada, this thing will be $60 to $70 easy, like easy, right? So if it's sub 40, if it's 40, maybe 50, I think it's not too much. I mean, it's got a ton of blast effects, right? Like this is it's just ridiculous. Like and what's it called? Toy Habits, the good friends of the channel. They brought up a good point. Does this remind anybody of Johnny Five?
I was thinking that. I definitely saw just no disassemble.
Johnny awesome. Johnny Five is alive. Seriously, the bottom half 100%. That is definitely John. Like here. What's it called? That's Johnny Five right there. Seriously. That is literally short circuit. That's Johnny Five right there. Like seriously, that's just crazy. The pack out is ridiculous though. I mean, I was making fun of this thing. They got laser guided missiles, not laser. They have laser. Scrap Iron does not know how to spell. Either that he's trying to create a brand his own version of laser guided X-04 missiles. Like seriously, these are laser guided missiles.
It's got the whole cell. I'm a charging my
KJ Black Genghis predicts $45, and he's usually got more of an inside scoop than I do. Wow. So he's more of a classified. He's more of an expert on the 6-inch market, the Marvel Legends and whatnot than I am. So if he says 45, I'm saying my 41.99 was close.
So does anybody feel like he's going to be playing like Mario Brothers on this Nintendo Switch?
Yeah,
That's not a Nintendo Switch.
That is a Nintendo Switch.
No, that's not a Nintendo Switch. That's what was that? The Virtual Boy?
Because he's got the thing over his head already.
He's got the thing over his head. Got the red.
Yeah, actually,
totally what that is.
Down, okay, I see what you're saying. If you turn it upside down and these are the legs,
it totally looks like a Virtual Boy.
I can see. But he's got the virtual goggles right here, right? So
that's what it is, right? So.
All right, so is he a reuse of anything, of anybody? He's got to be a couple of reuses here and there.
Who else had like
it's hard to tell with the web gear on.
I think the legs 100% are reuse of like a bunch of characters. But the vest, I was at first thinking that it was a Viper at first, but it seems a little bit different. Like that might be the most unique part about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a good choice though for this.
Yeah, no, he's freaking just amazing.
I could see them reusing parts for low light.
Oh,
yeah,
that's actually a really good
sleeves. Not so much the. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, I could totally see.
I could see parts. Yeah, not the whole figure, of course, but
absolutely crazy. He's gonna burn a hole in our pockets though. Like this is gonna be one. He's a must-have. Any news on whether or not he's going to be a Target exclusive or something like that? Like, I hope not.
Nothing from what I saw from yesterday, but
they didn't seem to indicate that.
Yeah,
and he's going to be like Crocmaster and Fiona, right? On the pack out. It's going to be that kind of size.
Should be. Yeah, that size packaging definitely.
Yeah,
I couldn't see them doing anything smaller.
I'm super excited for this. This thing's blowing my mind. Like 3 weeks for Sunday. It's absolutely crazy. There
we go. The arms. The arms are from Dusty and Stalker.
Okay.
Yeah, the Steel Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like these guys.
Exciting.
Is it just me, guys? Or do they, like, with these new helmets on, do they look like Spartans?
Like Halo Spartans?
I see it.
Halo Spartans?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ODST maybe. The Halo ODST.
Yeah.
More than the Spartans, yeah.
Yeah,
The
I'm not
second
talking
head,
Master
yeah.
Chief. I'm just talking like first or second generation Spartans.
Oh, like the ones from Noble Team from Halo Reach, possibly.
Yeah,
That could work too. You're right, because I don't see Master Chief, but I either see ODST or I see Halo Reach.
Yeah.
On these.
Yeah. Great crossover if that was the case, right? They come with a crap ton of accessories, though, man. Holy crap!
Oh yeah, they're ramping up their game with regards to accessories.
I love the fact they're finally getting to jetpacks. That's just like signature cartoon, like Sunbow cartoon.
Right. That was exactly what came to my mind when seeing this. You know, like the intro and the movie, and you got Duke flying around on the jetpack with all the bubbles going around and everything, and
yeah, but even the second television special, right? I mean, like when what's it called, the Mass Device, right? Even not Mass Device, sorry, it was the Weather Dominator, right?
Yep.
Even in the Weather Dominator, they already had the backpacks, right?
Yep.
So great stuff on this. A lot of reuse
and it's a 2-pack, which is so great. Instant army builder.
Yeah, but that concerns me too. How much was the 3-pack for the Vipers? It was not cheap.
It was like 149 Canadian. I forget what it was US. It was like 89.99 US or something.
Yeah.
It broke down to that sounds about right. Like
almost
$60 a figure.
Oh, was it
Something
that much?
like that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because like 2 of them, it would have been around the 120 price, but then it jumped up to like closer to the 160.
Huh.
Really?
See, they can do something cool like this and make a 2-pack or a 3-pack of Vipers, but they'll put the Crimson Twins in separate packaging. Blows my mind.
I know. No, that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible.
Well, the joke was going to be that one of the twins was going to be a Target exclusive, one was going to be a Walmart exclusive.
That would have been
was the ongoing joke.
That would have been the toy hunt of the year. Seriously.
I'm liking the little smoke effect for the gun, after, like the after smoke on the the little one there on the right. Just after his fighter shot and the smoke's coming out.
Oh, yeah. The smoking gun. Yeah, that's actually
very
really
cool.
That is awesome. I'm worried about these nubs. They always scare the crap, especially with translucent plastic. They scare the crap out of me. Like that's it would be terrible if it got stuck in the middle. You couldn't even take it out. That'd be so wrong. That'd be crazy. But yeah, very excited about these guys. Again, we're gonna be penniless by the end of the year on everything, whether it's Master Universe, GI Joe, just absolutely crazy. This is the one though. I think everybody's gonna like, and there's a theme going on here. Army builder. You know what I mean? Like these are all army builder opportunities right here, right? You got 3 different heads on the Televipers.
Yes.
So what's the other head? Is that blank or? Oh, I see.
A full face mask. Yeah. The thing is, you're going to end up with a second trouble bubble if you buy more than one of these.
You're going to end up with 3 trouble bubbles, easy, right? Because this one here, that could be a full face mask or it could be a bat, right? It could be.
Yeah.
I would have liked the 3rd mask to have writing across the visor.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not sure if this comes off or anything, but it's definitely some sort of night scope. I think that's what they were going for here. But it's just freaking crazy the fact that they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna full screen myself for a second here. What I did personally is I got one of the Gridiron Studios. Is that working for full screen? Yeah, I got one of the Gridiron Studios loadout kits.
Nice.
Swapped the head and used a Cobra Infantry body. And the reason I did this was because I thought I'd want more than one Televiper and figured I only wanted one Trouble Bubble. So I knew that the Trouble Bubble was coming with the Televiper, though they'll probably release it separately anyway. So I just figured this would be like my Televiper on the ground, and the Trouble Bubble one would be the one in the Trouble Bubble. So, or Flight Pod if you prefer. So
would you put a Televiper in the Trouble Bubble, or would you just put a Cobra Commander or the Baroness or Destro? I can't imagine. Even though it comes with the Trouble Bubble, it's not exactly the best pilot for it when you've got so many other cooler options.
That's true. I think I just did it sort of like somewhat intuitively, and then just figured this would be my on the ground. But you're right; it doesn't have to be a Televiper. Although when I did film this Terrordrome tour, I specifically put a Televiper in the Trouble Bubble just because of the way it was as a little Easter egg for people to find. Yeah. Yeah,
it looks badass.
It's a beautiful custom though. Like, did you do it yourself, or you did it yourself, right?
Well, it's barely even a custom, right? Like, it's literally a head swap and then a Gridiron kit on.
Oh, it's a kit bash.
It's basically a kit bash. Like, yeah, you call it a custom, but it's it's the lowest end of the custom. It's the starter's kit bash. But it's really I don't know, like Gridiron offers those. Like people don't like the price of Gridiron stuff, so I always basically say like it's like paying for a Mezco figure once you've got all the parts together, and you end up it's a passion project and you feel proud of yourself at the end. That's all there is to it, right? I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone if it's worth the price or not, because when people say that Gridirons weapons loadouts are worth the price of a figure, I can't dispute that. I had Mark Von Cannon live on my channel, and he didn't dispute it either. So it's a passion project, right? So
Be cool if it came with a flight stand.
This is definitely. Oh yeah, that would have been nice too, right? But this is gonna be a closed box, right? There's not gonna be a window.
Did they say that one was closed?
You know what? They're really moving towards that direction. Right?
They are.
I don't think we're gonna get any open windows past this point.
And some people seem to like the custom one that I showed a little bit more, but that's just because it's gridiron, right? You can't go wrong with their stuff. But anyway, I don't mean to harp on that too much. I use gridiron and classified stuff all kind of in conjunction with each other.
There's a lot of detail in here, though. I mean, like a lot more than I was expecting. I mean, you know, they've got the temperature gauge here. They've got the fuel gauge. They've got the radar down here, which makes no sense to me. I think radar would be more useful up here on the yaw, right? But you know, what do I know? But
The HUD on the bubble itself is a nice touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Given that the HUD display
Yeah,
right
the
there is
HUD.
really good.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Love it.
Is that a second canopy? Am I seeing things?
I don't think it's necessarily a second canopy. They're just trying to show the bubble, essentially.
Emphasize the bubble.
Yeah. It's still, if it was a second canopy, that would be ridiculous. That would be
Yes, correct.
right. If
Trouble bubbles.
Yeah. I wonder if one is detachable.
All right. So Black Genghis in the chat just messaged me. The Tiger Force Recondo legs are the same as the one as the Televiper and the Trouble Bubble.
Okay.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I saw 9 messages from him. Like, what's going on? It's just images.
Yeah.
So
He's schooling us on everything we're getting wrong.
Absolutely.
Cheers, buddy.
That's okay though. That's how we learn.
So are these two in the same MSRP? What do you guys think?
no Trouble Bolt. Well, you know what? Amount of plastic probably, but it doesn't make sense because I don't need. I don't know. They're
I'm gonna
really
say-
making it with that drone with scrap iron. Trouble Bubble, I get it. It's a vehicle that we had as kids, right?
I'm going to say that it will be the same price point. And the reason why I
will.
think that is because then they will be able to maintain that consistency moving forward. They'll be able to say, it sold for this, it sold side by side with the Trouble Bubble, so now we can keep pushing that price point with other sort of smaller, like the Fang, I suppose, would be one that they would consider for that price point.
Or even like,
Is this scale? Do you think? Is that actually the scale?
Probably.
I was assuming so.
It
If
looks
it's smaller
like it.
than that, then no. At that size, if that's to scale, then I would say that would be similar price point, which is probably why they're given a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Zazel on that for sure. I think that if this is scale, I can see them in the same price points scheme.
And Kayla, you're in the Western time zone. It's still early for us, right? So anyway, we almost need to like jump over to Sergeant Slaughterhouse and just go over all these reveals like in the next like 10 or 20 minutes, right? We
I'm
almost
good.
need to do that.
I'm cool just hanging.
I am too, but I'm just saying like if we want to do like a targeted stream, and we almost need to do that. But I'm good hanging as well.
Yeah, and
me too.
of course we're here in Canada, so we always love a good snow job. So
But that's what
one
she
of my
said.
all-time faves right here.
Oh yeah.
absolutely,
I always like the cold weather guys.
And the unmasked head looks like Zazel a little bit.
Now that you mention it,
So you've got that. You got Action Force Trigger.
Now.
Actually, our
These are
one of our Delta 17 figures actually looks like Zazel. You've seen which one, Zazel?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I like the down parka. I like that. I like the fact that you can, he can definitely wear that on a sunny day. That's actually really cool. He's giving off a James Bond vibe. I don't know why I say that, but he definitely looks like, almost like trying to get away from a spy agency or something like that, right?
Yep.
That was pretty much the entire
Also, what was that scene in what movie was that? With Leonardo DiCaprio, Inception.
Inception.
That's no scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know stuff.
Is this an emergency sled? on the back of.
I think so. It looks like it.
Yeah.
That would be where you would put your snowshoes.
Oh, that's So it's a snowshoe character. Okay, all right, that makes more sense. You can tell who's actually been on the slopes. Definitely not me. I am. You know what? It always scares me. Like the guns scare me about getting lost, but you know all these additional pieces. Here's what I worry: is he a deluxe or is he going to be on a regular card? What do you guys think?
I mean, regular card, but he does come with a lot of accessories.
He comes with more than Sarge did, so I would say if it's cheaper than Sarge, I'd be very surprised.
It's probably going to be in the Sarge / Kamakura price. Or no, how much was Kamakura in US?
Well,
I think Kamakura was cheaper than Sarge.
Well, Sarge was 34 US. What was Kamakura in US?
Oh,
I think Kamakura is 50 Canadian, so it's probably 35 US.
But at the same time, the Cobra, the Crimson Guard was came with a crap ton of stuff. So I'm wondering if they could somewhere along the lines get this guy in at a close to regular price.
Now with the alternate head, I think that pretty much tells us it's going to be in deluxe packaging. Just because Kamakura had an alternate head, and Sarge, rather than having the alternate head, they gave us the little minifigure.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Which I love.
That's that. Oh yeah, the minifigure.
yeah, 33 for Kamakura. I remember it being $33.99, but whatever, close enough.
You know, that's actually a really good point. But anyway.
That backpack is very detailed, though.
Matthew, that's funny.
Same, buddy, same.
I'm surprised Kayla hasn't put that many.
Well, she actually go up a little bit.
Oh no, she did. She did. Oh no, she did. Kayla, I always count on her.
Although I do enjoy a good Ghostbusters reference, but it also works. Don't cross the streams.
I knew that would get a rise out of people. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So speaking of which, Ken, you got yours, eh? The Sky Striker.
It's right there. I haven't finished assembling it yet because all of a sudden it was time to go live on Bartlett's channel, and then it was time to go live here. So I was like,
how are the cards?
I only checked for for double arms. So I haven't actually checked. Well, the cards are good, but I haven't checked if they're peeling off. You know what? We're still chatting here. I'm going to grab the box.
I was going to say, why don't you go grab them? Let's take this. Let's bring it on. Like bring them. Because I've heard horror stories. Have you guys heard? Have you guys seen the horror story?
Maybe I'll go take a leak.
All about it.
I'd seen one or two posts, but admittedly, I've been a little busy this week with work trying to keep up with all the news drops throughout the week.
The true trouble bubble is coming from the Sky Strikers carded figures.
Yes, I think that's everyone's main concern at this point. I mean, it's actually, I think, in a lot of ways, more concerning than the Mondo He-Man at this stage.
Right.
It's actually even more because at least Mondo is definitely like addressing all these things. I not to knock on anybody's door, but Hasbro has a very bad track record of actually fulfilling, especially with limited quantity items. They have a very bad track record on supporting those errors.
It was only a few decades ago where if you found an error in your action figure or a card, then it was considered valuable. If you were to go down to the shops and find an action figure with two right arms still on its card, then people would say that's rare and it's has some monetary value. And now it's a QC issue, for more than just the few and far between.
I think you're onto something there, Zazel, for sure. I mean, like even if let's just recall, it's not even that long ago. People are comparing necklines on the Cobra Island troopers, right? They're comparing the black necks to the blue necks, right? I mean that's a thing, but that's actually less that's actually less prevalent in terms of like rarity on that level. Whereas people are worried about broken like actually bent in half cards. You know what I mean? Like those are the things that and I think that glue coming off the bubble is also a bit of a concern because I'm not sure how would you fix that, right? because there are, if you're not a Minton card collector, great, all the power to you. But I think there are a lot of people who are looking at this as value, or I think a lot of people are actually looking at these to resell to recoup their because they want the Sky Striker, right? So I think a lot of people are just looking to resell these as
single.
So which one do you folks want to see first? Because I'll just full screen
Just
it.
whip them out and we'll look in awe.
Full screen, yeah.
Whip them out, yeah. Well,
Whip them right out.
I got 7
Go
to look
ahead,
at here.
whip them out, Ken. We're gonna go for the phallic references anyway. Whip them on up.
All right, people, get your super chats ready. Ken's about to whip it out.
Yeah. So he's okay. Like there's a bit of a nick here you can't even see on the camera.
I
Right?
see
Like
it.
just a little bit there.
It's a bit of a
I mean, doesn't seem to be peeling off. This is for the Mickey Commander, right?
If you put a weight on that, Ken,
Mm-hmm.
it should flatten out.
Yeah. So that's the Mickey Commander. Where's Ace? Because he's probably the one that I want to leave carded the most, right? Here's Ace, because I've got the vintage one, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to open this one. This card is nice.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, that looks.
Yeah,
They
bubbles
all pay
not peeling on this one, which is nice. I mean, the rest most likely. Well, I guess if I am going to leave another one carded, it would be the Cobra Trooper, because it's another one that if you got it loose, do you need one carded? This one doesn't seem to be peeling either. It looks like I did pretty well, and then the rest of them I'm going to open anyway, right? Mickey Commander. I mean, the only reason I'd open it is if I don't plan to get an original, which they are pricey anyway. So here's the Rio officer for. This is the one I was really excited for. Yep. But I'm gonna open this one.
Yep.
In any case, Night Force Ripcord to add to the Night Force collection. Right, the cards are all really good on this one. Somehow I got a bit lucky.
Yep.
Right.
You know what? Obviously there are people who've come up much worse. So yeah, beautiful stuff.
And I'm not letting Hasbro off the hook for that, right? Like, yeah, okay, mine turned out okay. But I'm also an opener, and there are people out there who collect sealed, and theirs did not turn out okay, right? And I mean, maybe it's not Hasbro, maybe part of it is a shipping company, depending on.
Well, it's irrelevant if someone wants to resell it. It's the ones that collect it and are collecting on card or in box that is where you really feel for them. I don't feel for anyone that's going to sell it on to somebody else just to make a buck.
Yeah.
But those that have a very extensive carded collection and wanted to add to that, well then, that's where I feel a little bit bad for them.
And some people are going to argue that if they bought 5, obviously they want to sell some and recoup some cost, or in that case, basically get theirs for free. If not, basically. But at the same time, it's like I feel like you said, Zazel, I will definitely feel more for those who are trying to keep them in their own collection.
Yeah,
right.
To a collector that has a Cobra Commander with 2 wrong arms, that's detrimental. To someone who was going to sell it anyway, so oh well, then boo-hoo for you.
You know what, Lilith? You scared me for a second there. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Scared me for a second there.
Got a sense of humor.
And scared me for a second there too. Like it's like I was like, what happened? Wait a minute. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got a couple questions in the chat there. You might want to.
Yeah, sorry. What questions did I miss?
Scroll up a bit. The people were asking about specific questions about the card.
Okay.
Right after,
cards.
right after Kayla's whip it out comment.
That comment deserves to be there. She's like this on Discord all the time.
No, but keep going down. 1:31 a.m.
Yeah, and Tony, you're the one that made us aware of the 2 right arms. The minute I opened this up, I looked for 2 right arms on the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. I was like, thank God I didn't. But it doesn't excuse the fact that some people have that happen, because it means somebody else probably got 2 left arms, and then people are double messed up.
But on that, since Tony brought it up, do you spin that as Zazel mentioned, do you spin that into being a factory error as a again, if you're an inbox collector, can we foresee that becoming a factory error variant? Is that something that people will actually want to
if
buy?
there's only one out there with 2 wrong arms, and it's had this much attention to it, and everyone has recognized that that's the figure with the 2 wrong arms, does that not all of a sudden bring up the value of it, not down?
It has in the past. Like I've seen
it has, but I would feel for the person who got it because they probably wanted that for their collection. Like, why was I scared?
Yeah, and I feel we're just talking about value now. We're not talking about the hurt. If you're a Minton card collector, that hurts. And right? If you're a loose collector, that hurts because you can't easily fix it. But if you decide all of a sudden that, okay, there's been a lot of communication about this. This is the one that people have been talking about online. This is the one that's been all over social media, and it's just the one. Well, then maybe it has some value there. If 10 or 20 or 30 of them start showing up like that, well, it's a problem. One is still a problem for a collector. There's no doubt about it. But just from a specifically resell value, does that make it increase?
Probably.
I mean, now that someone would probably want it now. They're like, oh, that was all over social media.
All over social media,
right?
It's about the spin, right? At the end of the day, if you are the person who is collecting for value, right? If you're not the one who wants it for your collection but wants it for value, then you could definitely spin that, right? You can, and you know what? You could easily find somebody who wants to trade with you, right? On that level, right?
Probably,
you could definitely find that market. Right, you just have to go to a Facebook page or something like that. But it really would suck if you were someone who's an opener and found out after the fact. That would be
you just opened it and you looked,
that would be absolute.
And Dole, for every time you've shown your Eternia, the flex is real and everything I've got right now. Every time you've talked about your Eternia, so my turn, buddy. Sorry, love you, my fellow Vancouverites. And while Tony's in the chat, if he still is. Funny thing is, I ordered the Valaverse Action Force Women's set last summer, and this morning I get a ping on my phone. Oh, they've been delivered. Now, I'm a few feet from my door. I open the door. Nothing's there. And it says delivered. I check tracking. Delivered. I'm like, I start freaking out. I'm like, I've got this parcel of the Series 3 Action Force. So they delivered it 3 houses down. I don't know how they did that.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, I live in a townhouse area, so everyone knows each other. So I'm walking up to my neighbor's porch. I'm Unit 6. They delivered it to Unit 9. Kayla's going to make a joke about 69, so I'm just going to call it right now in the chat. They delivered. I'm like, are you reading backwards? Like, even if you're holding the form upside down, the rest of the address is also upside down. So how you delivered it to Unit 9 and not Unit 6? And so I go to Unit 5. I'm like, do you have my Valaverse stuff? No. Go to Unit 7. No. Unit 8. Oh, Unit 9. Oh, thank God. Right. I almost filed a complaint. One of my neighbors said you should just say that you didn't get the parcel, but I think it would be up to the person who shipped it to file the claim, I think. And I don't want to put the store through that, even if UPS deserved it. So I just took the high road.
Brought up that Hans Lego incident, which was hilarious.
Oh yeah, Hans Chow. He actually, you want to tell this one, Zazel?
Oh well, it happened live on a stream where he was opening
channel,
up,
right?
He was opening up, I think it was mine. Yeah, he was opening up a Christmas present because we did a Secret Santa situation, and he couldn't figure out who had sent him this package. So he opened it up, and there was Lego inside. I think it was Star Wars Lego actually. And he was like, "Oh, this is really cool, but I don't know who sent it to me." Because it wasn't a Secret Santa. He looked at the box, and sure enough, it wasn't even his address. It was further down the road. So he opened up some poor kid's Christmas present that he never got.
No.
But the happy story is that he did take it down the road to the kid who owned it and gave it back allegedly.
That's great.
Allegedly. Yeah. The story he told us.
If we watch another live stream, if we watch another live stream.
Yeah.
If he has a Lego in the background of another live stream, then it never went back.
I thought you all forgot about that incident. Basically what he's going to say. Oh, yeah. Well, gentlemen, Anything else to share? Because about an hour ago, we're like, okay, let's wrap this up. And we're like, you know what? We're not going live on Mega J's channel tonight. Let's just go for another hour. So we did. This is basically taking the place of the Mega J live. And
we are 85 likes on Ken's channel. So that already is absolutely amazing. So we will be doing that giveaway, 100%.
Nice.
So let's organize something, Ken. And like I said, Zazel, if you want to do a giveaway, let me know. We'll get that done. We'll get that together as well. And Oz,
Cheers,
if you want to do a giveaway, we'll do that. We'll definitely get one of your one for you too, brother. But okay. To wrap it up, I think you know what, and this will probably take us down another rabbit hole, but let's do it anyway.
Please don't talk about wrestling. Otherwise,
no, it's not.
It's going to be a 90-minute rabbit
We'll be here
hole.
for all night. We can't do that. Super 7 has come under fire for their facial sculpts. What does everybody think about that? Let's just talk about the elephant in the room on that one.
I'm the most positive person in the world, or maybe not. I'm one of the more positive people. I can't give them a pass at all on the Andre the Giant or the Power Rangers sculpts.
No.
Right? If you need that to fill a gap in your collection, just use the helmeted Power Rangers sculpts, right? Or switch Andre the Giant into, was it when he had the mask on? Forgot what it was called, what his name was called. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like improvise if you're going to do that, which you shouldn't have to at those price ranges. But
well, you kind of understand it when it comes down to likeness rights. Like if you need to with the Ghostbusters, for instance, right? If you can't originally use the likeness of the actors, you have to go your own route and create your own sort of look and style. Well, then, yeah, I get them not looking like the actors. But when you have the rights to use the actors, you get it right. That's why they call it likeness rights.
Yeah,
you got to get it right.
I agree. I mean, I thought that Andre the Giant figure was part of their Simpsons Ultimates.
That's the line of the night right there.
I'm going to look up the Andre. I'm not familiar with the Andre one. I'm going to look it up.
Super 7 Andre the Giant. It's terrible. I think it's supposed to be from the Princess Bride line. Or is it no?
I think I have seen it actually. Andre.
No, it's a wrestling one.
Or is it wrestling? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely the wrestling one.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I hope they don't
my
assault
God.
the Princess Bride line with that sculpt. Ugh.
That is not Andre the Giant.
No. It's like a Homer grew a little bit more hair, and it's part
That's
of
a
the
better
Simpsons
Andre.
Much
there
better.
You go. I've got a Mattel Andre in there in the back row. It looks a lot like him. You know what I mean? Right.
And that's the other thing
That's
too.
a better
when we
Andre.
have that comparable product out.
Even the old LJN Andre looks better.
Right, and that's what you're putting out. There's no excuse. Like, you have to make it competitive with what's currently already out there. And when Mattel's killing it with something like that, you really, really have no excuse why that looks so bad. Especially when people are paying more for your version than they are the Mattel line that's available at retail.
Yeah.
And it really kind of goes across the board with some of their other sculpts too. I mean, when they're doing like the monsters and stuff like that, the sculpting's fine. Like, I never really have a complaint. It's mostly, for some reason, they just can't seem to get human facial features right in their sculpting.
So Black Genghis just said that this is the Princess Bride one, right?
Still
not
a bit
perfect.
It's wonky,
but it's wonky, but it's better.
It's a lot better.
Yeah, and that's not even a great sculpt, but that's better, much better.
You know what else it really reminded me of? You've seen that meme with the realistic looking Homer Simpson? Like, that's what that Andre the Giant sculpt reminds me of. That horrific thing.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The thing for me as well, though, in terms of like bringing this back towards Thundercats, the line has pretty much been very, very good. Like monsters, for whatever strange reason, they can do monsters bang on. If you look at Slithe,
nail it
as a figure. Definitely figure of the year around that. A lot of people said the same thing. He looks bang on.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, lately, and I gotta say this because honestly, I'll explain this the way I explained last time. Lately, their human faces are just not hitting the mark. They're just totally off. Because, and I'll say this, these aren't perfect, but I got to tell you, this basically looks like a decent version of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that is a passable Arnold Schwarzenegger. His eyes might be a bit
possible,
squinty,
sure.
but you could definitely see Arnold's face in there. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? That's definitely Arnold, right?
Mhm.
So what happened, right? Because one, and I actually take it down to the factory. Something's going on at the factory level, because again, that is a really young.
Let me just pull you solo layout.
Yeah, that's a really young James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Like that is a really, really young James Earl Jones right there, right? And I'll bring him back because we have him again. And like I said, this is a decent approximation of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like
Yeah.
Pretty
It's not-
static facial expressions, though.
yeah,
It looks
but
like him, but yeah, it is very static.
but that's okay. You know what? I'd rather have. Here's the thing. I would rather have a static face than a poorly painted face, right? That doesn't look anything like the actor, right? This one I can believe, right, on certain things. I mean, yeah, sure. Maybe the gladiator face should have been grunting or snarling or whatever. But honestly, I would rather have that than what we got with Jason David Frank's.
Oh gosh,
Right.
so close to his passing too, and they couldn't get that right.
I mean,
You know,
if you actually look at it, right, the sculpt is actually not too bad, but the paint.
but the paint,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw you talk about that on one of your live streams. So this is one of the Mattel Andre the Giants, one of the early ones
that's
from
good.
like years and years ago. This is like
Yeah.
a 2014 figure or something like that from their classics from oh my god, from the Legends line, Legends series, right? That looks like him, and that was like a $20 figure at the time, not even, right? Maybe I think that was 20 Canadian back then. So I mean, you get that approximation of him compared to the Super 7 one,
Yeah.
right? I don't know, right? Like that's the one that in my collection. I don't need another Andre. I've got that one in the black singlet. Why would I? Yeah.
Something's got to be done at the manufacturing level. So, like they have to have a and it seems to be, it's not just Super 7. I mean, think about it. Mondo He-Man,
Mhm.
right? Mondo He-Man, like I'm crying because mine broke in half, right? Like that's
I know. I saw that.
yes. Something's going on with manufacturing right now, and it's widely suspected that because of Chinese New Year, right? Because of the Lunar New Year, they were rushing as many of these figures in before the New Year so that they could get them into the second fiscal, right?
Right.
They wanted to be able to gang them all up. But what happened was there was just a lack of attention, right? They were just not paying attention at the manufacturing level, because the original sculpts look pretty good as far as we can tell. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Something's got to be done, because the longer this is prolonged, it's going to get worse and worse and worse for Super 7. For example, the prototypes that they showed at, I think it was DesignerCon or something like that, or one of the conventions. I think maybe it was LA Comic Con. The Silverhawks prototypes look terrible. They look absolutely like.
And there were some questions there, like Impossiblepie asked earlier on, like, did Super 7 lose the Silverhawks license? I didn't know the answer, right? I tried asking Ace from Ramen Toy about what happened. Why is he getting like a sub license? And he's like, "This is a very long answer, Ken. I can't type it. I'll call you one day."
Yeah.
If I need it.
There's the reason that question is being asked is because Super 7 has removed Silverhawks from their catalog.
I saw that.
It's not on their website right now, and people are concerned that they're back in negotiations with Warner Brothers, because they thought they owned it, right? They announced a television show not too long ago. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I made an episode about that. Yeah, they made an episode.
That's right.
Yeah. And sorry, I know I can't answer every question in the chat, because if I type an answer, it goes to both chats from StreamYard. I haven't kept up with Fans Toys in a long time. Natural Nate, Marble. So, and I know there's been some wrestling questions directed my way that I've had to miss. Just not ignoring you folks in the chat. I can't always answer. That's all.
Guys,
but,
we
feel
are
free to message me on Instagram.
Guys, we are only 3 likes away from 90 likes on Ken's channel, on Ken's stream. Please,
Come
let's get
on,
to
guys.
90. Let's get to 90.
Do it.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. 90,
Yeah.
90 likes, everybody.
This will be the longest live stream I've ever had on my channel, which I'm actually kind of proud of that. Like I was just telling Oz the other day, I'm like, replayability, or maybe it was somebody else. It sounds like something I would say to Oz. I'm like, I like to keep them a bit shorter because of replayability, but there's also a fun factor that comes with this.
We are at 89 likes. 91
There we
likes.
go.
91
likes.
There we
91
go.
likes.
We did it.
We did it.
People
100,
are
guys.
awesome.
We can get to 100.
job,
Now,
chat.
now it's possible. We can get to 100. Come on.
All
we
right.
can do it.
Just need 10 more.
Thanks for the support.
9 more.
10
we need
more.
9 more likes. We're at 91.
Thanks for the support.
We're
I
at
appreciate
91.
this.
Guys, 91 likes. We can get to 100. Come on.
Come
Come on, we
on,
can do
guys.
it.
9 more. We can
9
get
more
there.
likes. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. If we get to 100, guys, I'll give away all 3 of these. Okay. I'll do one.
Oh, nice.
I'll do one on Ken's channel. I'll do one on Zazzle's channel, and I'll
right.
do one on.
But comment in the comment section post stream, and then we will screenshot and send it to Mega J before the giveaway happens.
But actually, the way we're going to do it, honestly, is if you are able to after the stream is done, because for whatever reason, I don't know why.
That's what I said. Comment after the stream.
It's
is
not
over.
showing. So comment after the fact, and then when we're ready to do Zazzles and we're ready to do Ozstradamus Toyz and Sergeant Slaughters, we're gonna do it again and get everybody to comment on theirs and get the likes back up to about 100 on both their channels.
There we go.
Cheers, lads.
Of course.
Absolutely.
We're all here to.
Thank
We're all about supporting everybody's channels. So, and I got a crap ton of toys, so I might as well give them away.
Well, Mega J,
Purr like a kitten.
you've done a good job, kind of like being a bit of like a more veteran like leader to some of the smaller channels, right? Because when I met you, my channel is maybe half the size of what it is now. And you were the one who said, like it took me a number of years to put out consistent content, and then things started to change, and then you had to make some more changes to your channel, and now people expect the toy hunts, they expect the late night lives, and then you start kind of funneling your knowledge down our way a little bit. It's been very helpful, right?
I'm just enjoying myself, like what Zazzle says. This is a hobby, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let everybody know. When it stops being a hobby, that's where it becomes hard. It becomes work.
Mm-hmm.
After it stops being a hobby, it becomes work.
Zazel's been telling me that for a year and a half, and I still treat it like work. And every time I go, I'm so tired of the production of this video, he's like, so why are you doing it? Because I have to. No, Ken, that's not an answer. Why are you doing it? You know what I mean?
Well,
You literally don't have to. That's the
Yes.
point. You
Yes.
have to want to. And if you want to, then it'll come out and it'll look and feel like something that you actually had passion about. If you're doing it just to do it, well, who are you doing it for?
right.
Why bother? Why
Right.
put yourself through that
And
stress?
there have been so many times, even though I didn't tell you about it, there's so many times I'm like trying to edit, I don't feel like it. Then I hear that Australian accent in my voice and that exact inflection. Yeah, I'm just gonna go watch some TV for a little while, and then that video that I promised last week comes out next week instead. So what, right? I'm high strung enough that I don't leave things for too long. You know what I mean? And the minute we mention Silverhawks, look who shows up.
Yeah, exactly. Robin Toys in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ace. What's going on?
Glad to have you.
We
here.
are at 94 likes, guys. We are
Come on,
so
guys.
close. We are
Come on, do it.
91
100.
likes. Let's get it
Come
up. to
on,
100, guys. We
do
only
it.
Do it.
Hit the like button. Do it now.
We only need 6 more likes. We're so close.
Get to the chopper line.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
That's the funny thing about Arnold, and some of you know this. When I used to watch movies as a kid, and I would catch them on the Super Channel, I sometimes didn't know which movie I was watching. So all the Back to the Futures, maybe not the Western one, but the first 2 were like mishmashed in my head. Like certain scenes I didn't know was from which one. And I was young enough to a point where I had Commando and Predator largely mixed up because of the way Arnold was. Now, obviously, if you look at who the bad guys are, it's obvious which one's Predator, which one's Commando. But for the longest time, I didn't remember whether Get to the Chopper was from Commando or Predator for the longest time.
It was
Right.
Bill Dukes was
Or
in
even-
both movies, and he was a bad guy in Commando, but he was his buddy in Predator. He was one of his squad mates.
Well, that's just, and Carl Weathers was in Predator, right? I don't know. Like there's just so many films that I just mishmash in my head especially if
Back
they're
to the
playing a
Future 1
similar
and
character.
2 are so intertwined that I can understand why some would feel like it's some scenes might be mixed in your mind. And yeah, 3 pretty much goes and does its own thing. So
That
I
counts,
understand
and
that.
it counts as a Western in my mind.
It counts in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and notice I specifically said Predator and Commando. I didn't mix up Terminator because his demeanor is so different.
So
He still dresses a tough guy, so you might mix up a photo, but if you watch even 3 seconds of the film, his demeanor is completely different for Arnold.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because again in Terminator there was a lack of any emotion.
Yeah.
Whereas the emotions that he goes through in Commando and in Predator
is different.
you know,
Yeah. Didn't I
is a
say that,
lot
Ramen?
different.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what I meant. You know what I meant, Ramen. I didn't actually. If I said Carl Weathers was in Commando and not Predator, that just goes back to me
thought you
mixing
said
it up.
Predator.
I thought I said Predator, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's all
I thought
good.
he was in Rocky.
He was also in Rocky, correct.
If he dies, he dies.
He dies. He dies.
Yeah.
He
So,
died.
but yeah, there are a lot of
Spoiler.
films that I just mixed up in my head because, and then whenever like Zazel and Gazz are making lines in the chat group that we're in, I know where they're from, but like, and I know who said it. Sorry, I know who said it a lot of times, but I forget exactly which movie because so many movies I watched as a 6-7-year-old kid. And all the movies are just kind of like mishmashed in my head, right? Like I recently watched Top Gun for the first time since the 90s, like a few weeks ago, right? And I started asking
Top Gun since the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I was asking Articulated Chat a few hours ago, like, so the radar intercept officer, like because of freaking failsafe, I'm like, is that an old technology thing that was specifically for the F-14 Tomcats? Because in Maverick, the second film, the first jet he flies doesn't have a Rio in it, and he explains it a little bit, and it wasn't a stream about that, but he explains it a bit, and it's quite interesting. So, yeah.
97 likes, guys. We only need 3 more.
Three more.
3 more likes. We only need 3 more likes on Ken's stream.
Dole, where are you?
3 more.
We need you to unfreeze 3 of your accounts that you've been locked out of.
3 more likes. 3 more likes.
Or maybe Kayla Silva for all the inappropriate comments. Maybe she's got maybe she's got some accounts that unfreeze tonight that she can that she can press 3 more likes for me on 3 different things.
3 more.
Right. That's what she said by Kayla Silva at gmail.com. It's probably one of her email addresses that's been
So, in doing my Arnold impression earlier, I was reminded a few weeks ago by my buddy Ziggy, who I go toy hunting with. Valentine's Day is on the way, right? And we used to unload trucks at Walmart, which can be a very, very boring job. And you got to entertain yourself while you're working. So since I can do impressions, and I did Arnold quite frequently, we started making commercials. This Valentine's Day, if you really want to show her that you love her, you forget the candies, you forget the chocolates, get rid of the flowers. Forget about it. This is not what you want. That's not what she wants. You gotta truly show her that you care. Get her the action experience. You gotta get her kidnapped by terrorists. And then you chase the bad guy down with the horse through the hotel. You've seen it. You see my movie, True Lies. You chase it down, and then you come up with the Harrier jet, and you're just flying and hovering right there in the city where there's absolutely no room for a jet, but you do it anyway because you love her.
That is so good. You should do those deep fakes, Oz.
Yeah, well done.
You should do one of those deep fakes for sure. Woo! 100 likes! 100 likes!
Yes! I knew the Arnold Valentine's Day commercial would get us there.
Oh, no, it's better. 101 likes. 101
well
likes.
done,
Keep
guys.
rolling,
And it happened during the Arnold impression.
Good work, everybody. Great work. That's it. We're giving.
We need to do Arnold. We need to somehow make Oz do a Arnold impersonation as a video.
I have to come in like Fred from Mattel, possibly one of my other.
We need Fred from Mattel and Steve from Mattel to have an argument.
We're giving away some toys, kids.
There we go, guys.
Yeah. All right.
Toys.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
We're gonna set that up. We're gonna get this done. Get it
All
done.
right. Awesome.
We're gonna
Well,
get it done.
we're 3 hours in. Are we good to wind this down?
Yeah.
Or,
Let's wind
Yeah,
it.
you know,
I'm on adrenaline. I'm supposed to be tired, but I'm on adrenaline right
Well,
now.
I can keep
what
going.
happens.
I don't
We
care.
get going
I,
in
mean,
these
I usually
streams,
stream
man.
until 3 a.m. So I mean,
Actually, that's true. It's only 2 a.m. where you are. So
That's right. There's another hour left in J at least.
yeah. All right, chat. What do you think? Y'all want us to keep going, or are y'all going to bed? Let's put this to the chat. Y'all want to keep going? If I hear crickets, it's okay. You sat with us for 3 hours. There's been consistently 100 people between both channels watching. You know, upwards of 130 earlier between both channels watching. Yeah.
Just turning into
So-
New Year's all over again. Let's just keep seeing if we can go for another hour. Why not?
Until StreamYard kicks us out.
no,
Look, straight.
It actually won't. All right, you know what? Let's try this one. What Ken, can you do any impressions?
Zazel knows one I can do that I probably should not do. I
wanna hear it again.
It'll probably get me in trouble.
I'm thinking of two that you do really well.
Let's just do our best impressions. Let's do our best.
I need to grab a puppet if I'm gonna go do that. But yeah, I don't know.
Impression I do.
I was
All
gonna
right.
say,
I
why
can't
don't
even do a really good Australian accent.
why don't you do a Sarge one? Why don't you do a Sarge one while I go grab one of my impressions?
I can't do a Sarge impression. I do a Sarge voice for my show. I do a thing called Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship, and I have it's like a play motion. So I get Sarge and the other GI Joes to wrestle with each other. It's not the classified one. It's just a GI Joe one. And while I don't do the best Sarge impression, I do voice him, and this is how I do it. Eddie's disease.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Listen up, maggots. And it's
That's
basically
pretty
just
good. Holy crap!
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
Can you go for a full promo?
Mate, it's hard enough on the voice. I could do a Chewbacca, maybe. Hang on.
Oh, wow. There you go. Oh wow, Oz has got this down, man.
We're doing it. Well, I'll do a Chewie.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So,
That's all I've got.
what other Oz? What other voices can you do?
well, I think Quip has seen me do it on another channel, but Kermit the Frog here reporting
Oh, shit.
live from Hoopers. And we had a murder. Sorry, it's reporting live from Sesame Street. There was a murder at a place called Hoopers.
Uh-oh.
my
Back
God.
when he used to do the news bits on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the trench coat.
Yeah, with a little
Hat.
reporter
Yeah.
hat and everything.
Yeah.
It's great. But yeah, I got that, and then the name Spond.
No.
James Bond. But not those other crappy Bonds. Sean Connery.
Nailed it.
That's
I
pretty
spent 30 years on the rock.
good.
Oh, thanks, Nolan. Cheers, buddy.
Yes.
Just a bit of fun.
It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. That's crazy. Trebek,
I hate you, Trebek.
I read that in Connery's voice too.
That's right. That's right.
which one was
And-
Trebek again?
Alex Trebek. That was
No, I know Alex Trebek. Oh wow,
it was the
it's Rolf.
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah. With
Rolf
Who
has
did
joined the
Rolf-
stream.
Rolf has joined the stream.
Right, get to the chopper. I didn't think I did it wrong.
Hey, Rolf. How are you doing?
The green guy. Get rid of the green guy. What's he?
Hey, guys.
What's he doing here?
What's
Yeah.
long green and smells like pork?
I don't want to know. I'm a little feel a little bit of gas right now. Maybe I'll just Sorry, that's just my dinner. Don't worry about me. Yeah.
So Ace is requesting we go back to the Silverhawks talk.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's do that. What's a Silverhawk?
He's asking for us to do an impression of us talking about Silverhawks.
Oh dear God. Do I want to know?
I used my press badge to get into several conventions, and I gotta say that Super 7's kind of shit at doing Silverhawks.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Super what? Superman, Super Mario, Super 7.
Where are the cookies? I want some cookies.
I used to be able to do a
Get me
really
some
good
cookies.
Super Grover, but I don't know if I can still. I'm going to give it a shot.
Go for it.
Are you ready for Super Grover?
Hello, everybody. It is I, your very lovable Grover, Super Grover. Away. We're gonna do this now. Watch this.
We're gonna have to do a Muppet stream live.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a. Oh wait, what the heck is that? I don't know what that came from.
Get rid of that guy.
we're gonna have to do one of these. It's like, C is for cookie. It's good enough for me. C is for cookie. It's good enough for me.
Sorry, I'm speaking into the microphone right now.
We can go something like this. One. Two cookies. Three cookies.
Nice.
Oh my God. This is just gonna be. It's gonna be.
We're all just going off camera to do Muppet voices. Hubert, Ernie, that doesn't go there, Ernie.
Oh, wow.
This is the worst Ralph impression ever. It's not even really Ralph. Just an angry dog.
I'm Ralph.
All I'm doing is rah. It's not real Ralph.
Camera. I want to be one of
Alejandro, bring out the blue car. Oh my God.
It's not easy being green.
It's not easy being green.
Have you guys heard my latest cover? It's a Johnny Cash song. I hurt myself
Oh God.
today. For copyright, I won't continue that one.
Yeah, it was that spot on. You're going to get copyright stricken.
Oh my goodness.
I think this has gotten the biggest reaction all night.
Let's try something a little bit different. So everyone seems to be able to do at least one Muppet in this group. Let's try guess that. Let's do this one. Guess that character. So let's see if people like pick a character in your heads, guys, and let's put one together. So I'll try. Let me think of a line though, because like I can do a few voices, but Oz, why don't you go first? What are the characters you got? And let's try and guess what it's supposed to be.
Hello, Patrick. Gary, what are you doing? That's my leg, Gary. Don't touch me there.
Oh, that's pretty good actually. SpongeBob. That's
it's been a while since I've done that one, but
yeah, that's really good.
All right, I can do Super Grover, but
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell us.
Well, hang on. I'm gonna do Super Grover, but in a Star Wars movie. So guess who I am?
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to Grover.
Yoda. You sound like Yoda.
That's awesome.
Sesame
my
Street makes no one great.
That's Ken after prison time.
All right. All right. Since we're going on that,
Verizon Wireless.
yeah. Since we're going on that train, let's see if I can. I used to be able to do it. I'm not sure if I can. I can still do it. Right. I'll see if I can. I'll try this one over time. Impressive. Most impressive.
Ooh, yes, that was good. That was very good.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I am the master.
Are we all just daring each other to go next? or-
Yeah, it's basically just a no camera competition at this point.
All right, let me try one. Who's this? Ready? I'll get you, He-Man.
Yes, Merman.
Not bad. Stop it, you flippant fool! We're trying to get He-Man. People are just dying here. Master Bruce is losing his.
I was gonna say, most of the people in the chat, I think, have completely lost it.
It's like, what are we watching here?
What has this become?
Maybe we should destroy the village. At least then we'd have some fun.
Oh, I know that one.
Anybody? Any guesses on that one?
Is that one of the Horde?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Mantena.
It's one of the. Oh, nice one, Ken.
There
Ken
you
with
go.
the win. Ken with the win on that one.
Yeah.
Ken with the win on that one.
I am Optimus Prime.
Well, you're not supposed to say who it is.
That's Megatron doing Optimus Prime.
No, you know what? That's the Bayverse version.
That is the base.
No.
Yeah,
That's
like
like Donkey from Winnie the Pooh. Eeyore. That's Eeyore.
Love it. I don't know.
Oh well.
The only one I can do is actually a little bit cringy, but I'll give it a try. It's like, snarf, snarf.
Yikes.
Oh,
That was almost too good.
All right.
Yeah.
How about this one then? I'm the greatest scrounger in the universe. What the heck is a samouflange?
It's a cup, right?
Anybody? No.
No.
You thought it was cup, but I don't think it's cup.
It probably wasn't as
No.
good. No, it was, that was my weak ass attempt at a Panthro.
Ah. How did we miss that after tonight's talk?
I know, eh? Well, we spent like 90 minutes on Thundercats and like over 90 minutes on everything else.
The key
That's
item is samouflange. You're supposed to know what a samouflange is.
Yeah. And Danjamin, that was Snarf, not Battle Cat.
Was that Battle Cat?
That might have been sarcasm there. Well, tweak it a bit and it's cringer.
All right, lads, I gotta go.
Zazel, thanks for
It's been fun.
Thanks for being on.
everything.
I appreciate
Everything
hanging
is degraded into so much fun, which is the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun.
All about
Yeah.
the
That
fun.
was good stuff.
All right. Let's get in touch,
but
guys.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can get a macho man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What you gonna do, brother?
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah, we
right,
just
well, this
did
has been the cream of
just
the
did an
crop.
Ultraman right there.
But I am out of here.
Take it easy.
All
Zazel.
right.
Thanks
take care,
everybody
Zazel.
for having me.
Thanks for joining
I'll
us.
see you when I see you.
Peace out.
All right.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, we're at the point now in the stream where people look at the replay and go, "Damn, that's a long one. Do I want to click on this one?" And but
And they will.
do we care that much? They probably will. Hopefully they do.
Well, they're going to hear about the voices at least at the end, and that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I only did one. I did Snarf and I did Ralph actually. So two.
yeah,
That's
life
all I
isn't
did.
good.
Tonight.
Life
did
isn't
well.
good without any donuts. It's okay.
I really like your Kermit though, and your Arnold.
Thank
Oz.
you.
Right. We may have to do like a movie tough guy dedicated stream at some point in time.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Uh-huh. All right. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I think that that's been quite the stream. We got to 101 likes on Toy Connections, guys, on this particular stream. Thank you so
That's
much, guys.
right.
That's awesome. We're gonna do a giveaway. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Okay. Everyone in the chat, thanks for everyone who sat through this marathon. Do you have a Gwildor left in you?
Do I have a Gwildor? Usually it's a if Gwildor was here, I'd be reading whatever he said. But I mean,
Oh, okay.
we could wait.
He popped up
okay,
earlier.
Hold on. Like, well, what should I like? Tell me something to say, and I'll say it. Like, what should
Maybe just say his name, Quildo, or whatever. Just say it like that. You know.
Just
All right, I tell you what.
give a good night to everybody.
No. Here we are. Here we are. I'll take. Where is it? I'll take Eldor's saying here. Eldor will be in place of Grildo here. Okay, good night. Okay, good night, all. Great show, Ken and company. Yes, he. Again, good journey, as we say. Good journey, Julie. Good journey.
Well done. All right.
Amazing.
Before we sit for another 3 hours and 15 minutes, let's call it and just give a final wave to the chat and just tell everybody, you know where to find us. The names are in the description.
Yeah. Well, first of all, before we do that, guys, definitely be sure to give a like and a comment to Toy Connections, to Ozstradamus Toyz, and of course to Sergeant Slaughterhouse. Definitely give every one of these channels a like and a follow. They've been amazing and are amazing creators. And guys, thank you again for being here. You guys are amazing. Ken, why don't you take it away? Give us a sign off, and we'll call it a night.
Thunder, 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 Thundercats. That's like the wrestling kayfabe impression of it. I was just trying to get you to whip out the sword. That sword, not your other sword.
I will whip it out anytime you want me, Ken. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Mr.
Take
Burns,
care, everyone.
Mr. Burns, I will whip it out for you anytime.
Thanks, gentlemen, and have a good night. And thanks for this stream, everybody. Take care.
Good night, everybody.